Hello and welcome to the CEA Tekken 8 Fall 2024 Season Grand Finals. Once again, your number one caster Vok and King Vok, Asher Vok, joined here by Thousand Eyes here on the cast. I'm excited for it. It's a good day of some good ass Tekken, or night, depending on where you're from.
It's definitely night here. We are at 9:45 at this moment, and I was not going to be stopped from coming in for today. I'm so excited. I have worked with CEA for a lot of different events, but this is my first time getting to do Tekken, so I'm very, very happy to be a part of this.
I was going to say, like, welcome in, welcome in. I would say, how do I phrase this? Tekken 8 is fun to some people, unless you ask Arslan Ash, it's like, who's your number one nemesis? Immediately throws up a picture of Lily. I feel that. Is it 50-50s? Is it mix-ups? Is it tiring? We'll save it up for later. Right now, it's for charity, for good cause. It's some Tekken. And me personally, I'm looking forward to it.
Absolutely, yeah. We have two teams. We have Microsoft versus Meta. It's going to be 3v3. And there's going to be matches going on. We're not going to see every single match, but we're going to be covering most of them. And it is a first to, I guess, 9 technically. We have a tiebreaker match set up. But there are going to be 16 matches. We're going to cover 11 of them. And first to get to 9 is going to be our victor tonight.
All right. Should be an exciting one, especially looking through our lobby. As you know, right now, the Tekken meta is kind of, I'm not even saying kind of at this point, is sharply defined by a few perspective characters. We have the Dragunov, which right now has been such a menace. He's been nerfed multiple times, and even then somehow manages to find a way to just power creep back into the convo. But then another character that, you know, a lot of people play now, can kind of be advanced, still is powerful. It's Steve. Multiple boxing styles, like peekaboo stance, can get a little shaky out here. And then the one character that nobody expected, Yoshimitsu, which me personally, really thinking about it, can get a lot of life lead back. Even if he's in the gray, can still recover it. It's some scary stuff. Don't even get me started on Rainbow Drop. A very quick 1+2 grab that's just as gnarly, still as scary.
Yeah, I mean, I think we'll see a lot of character diversity. I think we are a bit from the Dragunov days where it was just everybody playing Dragunov. We're gonna get a little, it's a little different now. I would like to believe, as we are going to be getting into our first game, which we do have Lars versus Lee. So it's not going to be any Giga meta characters, but we are going to get a lot of flipping around.
All right. So 2 specialist characters that I really was not expecting it. Oh. My computer crash? No.
Already breaking out with some strong hits from Flame Master. Ash, are you good? Did we lose Ash? We might have lost Ash. All right, well, Lee already way ahead here. Flame Master has just been keeping the mix-up ready at Deja Vu. Going to lose round number 1. Gonna go for the counter hit, not gonna get that. The grab. Good, and again, just not a lot of pressure now. Deja Vu pushing back forward. A lot of damage. Nice block low from Flame Master. Gonna get a combo off of that. Might be able to turn this around. Not going to get the full finish, though. That will be round number 2 going to Flame Master. And now, again, Deja Vu getting aggressive. Good life lead at the start, but Lee getting the knock-up once again. And just trades it all right back in heat now. Going to keep the pressure on. Up against the wall now. And we'll flip back around. Spring kick for a little bit more aggression, but it's not going to work out. First match going to go over to Flame Master 3-0.
I am so sorry. My game decided to crash, and Tekken really said, yeah, we're out of memory. You really thought you were going to hop into a Lars versus Lee Chaolan match like that? Absolutely not. That is so embarrassing, and I apologize. Oh my gosh. Please tell me it was a good match to start, though.
It was a pretty quick 3-0.
Oh.
It was a pretty quick 3-0.
No
yeah.
round brown?
Yeah, so Flame Master looks very good at the moment.
All right. So far, so good. Great to know. But thankfully, we have a little thing called Discord. I can see this in the chat. That is no issue. And already starting off. Back to already in from Deja Vu on the Lars, which one character that I rarely see much of is considered one of those specialist Mishimas, and even though, the half child of Heihachi still just as brutal, especially going in off the slice kicks into perfect. Golden letters to start us off with against Flame Master.
Just a complete switch up. Deja Vu finally getting a round victory here.
Trying to go in with the back flipper from Flame Master, but already the wake up stands for. And then Deja Vu even trying to go in for the grab, but good heat smash to carry so far from Flame Master off the combo. Back to combo right into the 3-hit. Hitman stance off rip.
The wall already putting so much work in. And now Flame Master in trouble here. Gonna get the heat back. Nice block low. And Deja Vu gonna go up 2-0.
And Flame Master really tried to take advantage of a lot of these lows not exactly being blocked, but one good read and another even good call out from Deja Vu right now. Going in with the stance off the shocker, but then Flame Master responding in turn off the low parry, drops the combo on the last kick.
A little bit of poke, trying to flip back around, another low parry. Deja Vu getting red. And gonna get backed into the wall once again. Flame Master with the life lead.
Ooh, and a good one jab mix up right into it. The cold shoulder as well. Electric slide real quick, ducks it. Thankfully, with that low one again from Deja Vu. Just nasty with it off rip.
Yeah, honestly, wasn't expecting that. It was a really clean 3-0 in favor of Flame Master the first time around. Now, going to be back to 1-1 across the board here.
And a good tie at that one, which with the first match, I didn't get to watch because Tekken decided we're going to run out of memory. All Flame Master off the lead, but now Deja Vu responding in turn off the Lars. Heading over to Arena, though, things could get a little shaky tied right now.
Nice kick there for Deja Vu. Does drop the combo. Not going to get over to the wall and then gets blocked low as well. Deja Vu, though, still keeping aggressive and Flame Master looking for the way out of this wall.
Oh, a lot of these down twos have really been brutal from Deja Vu, but already up by one. Not exactly a perfect, but with the amount of damage packed into it against Flame Master, might as well be. Try to go for the shoulder bash back one already into the wall. Another quick down two. Misses on the orbital, though. Flame Master focusing more on a lot of the low pokes in the mids. Gets caught right in the middle jump.
Nice heat burst there. Will get blocked low, and now Flame Master one more move to make. Can't get it. Deja Vu up 2-0 once again.
So far, you can go with the backdash just real quick. Good whiff punish off the low poke. Now Flame Master, another good wall carry off the lead, which, again, one character that is a specialist. Don't see much of off the back flipper as well, but can still pack a punch.
Deja Vu, a lot of great health to work with, but might not even get the chance to use it. Put up against the wall, gets back away, but the low is enough. Flame Master not going down without a fight.
kind of scared me there. Flame Master even tried to hit him with a wall standing 3. Deja Vu with the sidestep still wasn't enough. And now Flame Master trying to equalize things just at least a little bit more. And the slides, just Lars just connecting with a lot of these kicks and hits right into the heat smash. 1-1 slam and another one over to Deja Vu.
Honestly, Lars can do crazy things. The mix-up from Lars is so oppressive, and honestly, lots of great pressure there from Deja Vu. After what was a pretty rough start there, you missed it, Ash, but it was a 3-0 for Flame Master, and it looked dominant there. Deja Vu able to pick it back up, get the 2-1 for the victory there.
And that's the thing about Lars. He's one of those specialist characters that you give him too much momentum, he's going to run with it, which I sit here and think, B tier, Lars in big 2024, okay, let's keep that same energy going forward once he realizes just how nasty he can get. And once he ramps it up, say in the same style as Leroy, it's very hard to stop that, especially considering that it's a lot of fake pressure. You can poke out of it, but with Lars coming at you like that, you don't realize it, and it can get scary.
It absolutely can, and Lars, I do want to call out Flame Master did have a lot of good reads on the low parries there. How many times did we see a low parry come out ready to go, just flip him back the other way? It was at least twice, maybe 3 times that we saw that low parry come around.
I think I counted 4. It might have been more. But those were a lot of good call-outs on the low parries, realizing that, okay, are we going to like down 2 slicer again from the Lars? That's not going to work out for me. It really isn't.
Yeah, it was tough. And now we're going to get a different matchup here. Looks like we're going to get an Elisa versus Reina with Zinc versus Siva.
Should be an interesting one, too, because when it comes to Elisa Boscanovic, there is really no escaping the Destroyer stance, especially off those chainsaws. If you've seen the chip damage, as a King main, that's enough to make me go from like a Roaring Tiger to a Kitty, and I don't like it.
I have practiced a lot with somebody who plays Elisa, and the chip damage is terrible. The chip damage makes me very, very sad.
They reduced it, but it's still not enough.
It's still
you look at your health bar, and it just goes from like here to suddenly it's gone.
It's all gray health. It's all gray health, luckily, but it's still not the greatest thing in the world. But we are going to be getting underway here. Looking for the side steps here from the Elisa as well.
Especially handed over to Yakushima, more of an infinite stage. Not entirely infinite. You have walls, but it has great potential for a lot of these open carries, especially if you're on the side of Elisa. And already into destructive stance, the chip damage that we were mentioning earlier, all of it just gray health.
Oh my.
Ziva trying to recover, pick back up on it. Thankfully able to poke pressure out of it, but even on the one stance.
Oh.
Jeez.
Round 2.
Just full frontal assault there. And honestly, also that last move there, the chainsaw is just terrible to try and go into. Do we get the float for a little bit of pressure, but Heat first to try and get back. Gonna break the throw and go into Heat herself. Ziva now just pressuring here, looking for something, and will get the shot.
Oh, just flying in the sky, and apparently Elisa can go twice as high here. Zinc Elemental, though, getting put down before finally step 2 slam, and now Ziva simply able to dive back out of it, equalize things in the round at 1-1 here.
Very back and forth. A lot of who is getting the lead first seems to be what happens here. Is now Heat engager for Ziva to heal just a little bit and get pressure. Nice armor move, but does be a little tough as the chainsaws come out. Nice hit.
Good stream from there. Even better with punish. That's gonna be another hit. Thought my computer almost crashed for 2.2 seconds there. I got a little scared. Another tab popped up. I apologize for being silent, but hoping to silence Zinc here. Is gonna be Ziva up by another in the round into the Stonehead Heat engage.
Oh, the block load not punished though.
Good block in the Hell Sweep.
Yeah, it's just gonna keep going now. Grab a little bit of extra damage. Heat burst will get countered by the electrics, and that might just be it. Zinc gonna go down 0-1 in our next match.
I mean, so far, Department of Water and Power is faring very well with Ziva in charge off those electrics, but hoping they can keep it up in the next one so far, right? We'll say Zinc, though, playing into the high pressure that we were fearing and we're kind of mentioning earlier. Off the Alyssa into destructive stance, the chainsaws, you can block against it, but after the fact, it's a 50-50 gamble to get that life back.
Yeah, it's tough. The chainsaws were really difficult to deal with, but we found the options, a couple of floats, couple of counters there. I think also just the couple missed punishes there as well. The Reyna low getting blocked and not getting launched afterwards is a little bit disappointing. So you want to see that come around. We're going to get into our next match. Still going to be the same here. And a little bit of a smaller stage this time around.
Smaller stage, you do have the hazards, though, especially off wall exploders. Speaking of explosion, Stonehead right into the heat smash, but even that might not be enough. Zinc going in for the guaranteed grab off the saws, but now back into pressure again. Back stance, successful on the grab, not broken, though, with even more chip damage off the dive. Thankfully, a sidestep coming just in time for Ziva, trying to at least angle it right, but it is the mix-up low from Zinc. Let's put some pressure here in round 2.
Yeah, I don't see that low very much, so was not ready for it. Did get the win from it. Couple of lows poke. Nice sidewalk onto the side. They're going to take this into the wall. Not going to splat, though. Nice armor move as well. Ziva not wanting to give it a pressure back over to Zinc.
That's what we need to see more of, that 1+2 move that can be just as powerful. Maybe even a little bit of forward 2 from Reyna. But now utilizing the armor for the orbital.
Rage Art?
The Rage Art. Not gonna work, actually. Ziva punishing accordingly off the launch. I was almost certain it could have hit. Maybe not exactly the right amount of frameage, but it's still gonna be the right amount of damage from Zinc again off the high mid saws.
Good heat engager at the start. Zinc doing a lot of work now. Gonna hit the wall this time and already getting Ziva down low. Does miss the punch, and it will be a heat engager for a lot of health back for Ziva. Very needed. And trying to flip back. Nice armor move. Does get sidewalked again. And the Rage Art. This one should hit. That's going to take Zinc low. I don't think it's going to kill, though.
Not going to be enough to kill, depending on scaling, but should be enough to at least pack a punch here. Zinc should have Rage Art available momentarily. Has to use a sidewalk, though. An attempt was made, and Ziva still getting the round point.
Oh, and another dash over to the side there does avoid the hit, and now already half health Zinc on the ropes right now. Grab does hit, which is great, but there's a lot more that needs to happen here.
Good spring kick right into the destroyer stance, but seems up on the saws maybe for a little later. Ziva, though, keeping up off the pressure, and now Zinc paying dearly for it up against the wall, and that's going to be a quick, easy KO here. Ziva 2-0.
2-0 victory, and a couple of wins there for Zinc, but yeah, Ziva did seem to be just looking better there. The sidewalks there were so good. How many times? I was looking for the Elisa sidewalks. We got a lot more of the Reyna just dodging out on those linear moves and getting the launches off of it.
And that's the thing you have to remember when it comes to Tekken, right? And the thing that, unfortunately, that I forget. Oh, wait, that's right. It's a 3D fighter. I can sidewalk, wait for the animation to play out, and then punish you at the same time. And in that one, think Zinc had sidewalked and sidestepped a little too much for comfort. Try to adapt to it, especially off the Alyssa going for the solid damage, but Ziva off that Reyna, just as scary.
Yeah, it looked really, really good. The amount of times we saw that sidewalk work out, maybe going to get adapted as we keep going. Because remember, we are going to get a lot more games here. Maybe people watching, paying attention to what they're seeing, able to adapt as the night goes on. But right now, we are looking at 2-1 in favor of Microsoft versus Meta right now. The one game we did have off stream was Atlas versus Gale of Honor, was a 2-0 in favor of Atlas.
Right, things looking good so far. One thing that I actually realized, especially in seeing a little bit of that Elisa gameplay, and it's weird because that's the one character that I'm trying to learn now, not enough zoning potential, if you will say. Because head toss bomb, I feel can be really good, especially against Arena when you're trying to relieve a little bit of pressure. Would have been nice to see more of that, but to each their own. Not every Alyssa player plays the same. I mean, I can go for any player, if anything, but
I mean, yeah, no, I mean, that's the thing is I've seen so many Elisa players play differently. There is like not a single way to play that character, and you almost have to just read as you go. So I think especially with just how punishing those chainsaws can be, it's like if one player favors this kind of move and another player favors a different move, you're kind of in a rough spot. But we are going to see Deja Vu going up against, I believe, Flame Master here. No, it is Atlas.
Atlas! So another Reina player against a Lars, so Mishima versus Mishima violence, if you will.
Already, Deja Vu getting a strong life lead there. Atlas able to get a nice knockdown and will keep pressure on, but that is a good counter hit there, and Atlas in trouble.
Counter hit 1+2 coming into it from Deja Vu off the electric slide. That fake pressure that I was talking about that can really mix you up, but it can become unbelievably real if you allow it to. And Atlas trying to respond in turn. Punish off the sweep. Now just applying it. Scissor kick again into it from Deja Vu, right into it.
Deja Vu is just so scary. As soon as you see Lars flipping back and forth, you know the mix-up is coming. Atlas able to block solidly into this, but has to keep pressure on. Keep Lars from doing his game plan. Right now, he is doing the game plan, and that is 2-0 for Deja Vu.
And so far, so good right now. Give Atlas a chance. Hopefully, we can just see a download complete style match if Deja Vu isn't careful enough, which maybe I might have just spoken too soon here. We try to punish him a wall standing one, but now for Deja Vu back up against the wall. One poke pressure. Now going it back electric slide. Thankfully, means of escape though. Atlas trying to get into it on the overhead. 4-3 right into breakable.
Will get that final hit in, so it is 2-1. Now Atlas able to get on the board.
1+2 again from Deja Vu. Another orbital. Good on the slide kick here. One pressure. Now Atlas. Actually, Deja Vu not even letting up on the gas.
It's just the mix. Every time you let Lars go into his stances and he's going to get that win. You have to guess every time, and it is not a fun time because if you guess wrong, you're getting thrown into the air.
Exactly. In a game full of 50-50s and mix-ups, Yoshimitsu, public enemy number 1. Lars, kind of public enemy 1.5 if you really squint, depending on who you ask, in my opinion. Kind of up there. A little scary with it, and like I was discussing earlier, a little bit of that fake pressure that can mix you up off the 50-50s in the first place, and Atlas just couldn't even tech roll, couldn't poke, couldn't fight out of it, and now having to readjust. We're in Paris here.
We'll be seeing Deja Vu trying to get the win here again. Lots of pressure, lots of pokes. The armor move at the right time, but Deja Vu still able to get these lows for the damage. Now going to get a little bit of damage. The wall stops the combo, but not enough. Atlas on a sliver of HP.
Back electric slide does not say Deja Vu, but we have to be careful than that. You can't be spamming spring kicks like that off the 3-4. And Atlas able to punish, stop Deja Vu in their tracks before a runaway Lars can even get scary. Orbital right into the ground, bounce into the wall carry though. He hasn't even been used yet to utilize more pressure.
And will eventually use it, but just to get the grab and perfect in round number 2 for Deja Vu.
Fight.
Already in the sweep. Both players, of course, going in for one poke pressure again, but that's going to be the electric stun from Deja Vu. Another quick wall carry right in a tornado.
Another 1-1-1. Deja Vu continuing to just hit these on everybody. Does get responded to, but the heat from Lars means it's a little scary. Just going to use the heat dash for the heal as well. Just keep up in the face, and Atlas does not have an answer.
Man, just already on set point here for Deja Vu, up by 2 in the rounds. Even try to go down forward 3, but now Atlas, the Stonehead, a little bit of the styling of Heihachi Mishima, who we quite literally have in the game now, the cooler Reina, if you will, in this situation, the cooler Heihachi. And now Deja Vu having to respond in turn, down 2 slice, gets interrupted by the one poke though.
He first to just take the turn back, Deja Vu, now going to get the same in return. Rage is online. Deja Vu could get a big hit here and just take this away. Grab gonna be enough.
Ooh.
And Deja Vu, a 2-0 victory there.
And Deja Vu playing the smart game, not wanting to risk anything, maybe going for the string into the range art, but instead counter hit grab is going to be enough to finish the job here against another Reyna player, which I'm not saying that Reyna's a problem, but I'm just saying Reyna mains, yeah, some of you scare me. It's cool. It's a great character, but just please play Heihachi. I swear you're going to have a fun time.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I think Reyna is just a cool character, period. I think that draws a lot of people, right? Like, I've tried to play Reyna. Reyna's just cool looking.
That's where they get you. One of the cooler, newer characters in Tekken. But this is me speaking from Tekken 7. The older characters are fun. This is not me being an old head. I was born in 2001. I am not old in the first place.
Like, you're playing a character that has existed, like, about as, like, I think longer than you have.
30 years. Yeah.
Yeah, no. That character has existed longer than you've been alive.
Pretty much. Which technically there's been 4 kings when I think about it, right? King 1 and King 2, Armor King 1, Armor King 2. There's too many of them. Tekken lore is insane. But back to the game at hand, we are going to have Deja Vu on the Lars, able to clean us out 2-0. Not too bad.
Not bad at all. I think we are still waiting for the other match to finish here. But yeah, no, honestly, Deja Vu has looked pretty darn strong on the Lars. Lars feels like one of those characters that, like, obviously there's the 50-50, but I don't see too many Lars. Which it feels like you don't get a lot of practice against him.
Which kind of brings me to the next point, that characters you don't really see in the wild, and then you go to a tournament, all of a sudden it's, wait, the actual Lars players exist? That happened to me not too long ago. Went to another local and I look and I'm like, that's a Raven in a bracket. People still play this character, which they do. You still have people that tend to kind of float away from the newer characters, maybe even the older characters, into the more specialist type zone, which they can be powerful, depending on the person. And just in general, you have to unlock their full potential, but still, you don't see enough of them, which kind of sucks, but what else can you do?
I mean, how do you think I feel? Like, I play Zafina.
Oh, you play Zafina?
Nobody plays that character. Nobody knows what I do,
but
anything. Yeah, okay. Yeah, outside of that, name me another. So, not a lot of people know.
I can't name
I've
it.
seen Chanel play Zafina a bit, but, like, not anywhere near to the same degree. Not as a main character, for sure. Nobody knows what that character does. Regardless, we did get the finished on the previous. It was a 2-0 for Flame Master over in the other match. So it is 3-2 Microsoft. It is not anybody's game just yet.
Yeah, not just yet. We still have plenty of more time to go. But harkening back on the Zafina, yeah, I have to admit, I don't know any other person who plays Zafina in the first place. I do know plenty of people that play Feng, though. Mainly the nation of Pakistan. But outside of that, scary character. I say that over and over again, but if you want quote-unquote fair, balanced 50-50 Tekken, that's kind of the one character you go for.
Yeah, one of the things that I still get messed up with Feng is he has that arm spinny move that does not look like a low, that is a low. That one specifically always gets me, but also his stances just do throw you into chaos. Not gonna throw Ziva into chaos, because that is just a quick 1-0 for Ziva.
Ziva up by 1 so far, but already into the top 4 to launch off the scissor kicks. And another thing about Feng that scares me, it's the cold shoulder, back Kempo, as it's known as cold shoulder, just has a ring to it, can still gap you on that if you're not careful enough.
Have to be very, very careful. Heat being used by Ziva. Getting pressured out of it here. Just the slow pokes. Not going to get the heat burst. Will now get knocked back over. Both players low, but the grab going to hit, and it's going to be enough. 2-0 up for Ziva.
And counter hit off the grab and then back into the wall for that extra bit of damage. But even then, that down forward 2 coming into it from Gale of Honor, not working as best as it needs be. Ziva now with the poke pressure and the damage. Blocks on 1, but now going in for the 4 hit. Gale of Honor still punished off the heat smash. Able to capitalize, though, with the grab and the back throw.
Get the grab, but now Ziva back on the pressure once again. Will not be stopped. Tries to go in. Gets hit by the headbutt, and Ziva looks good.
Man, can't be healthy with the amount of pressure that Stonehead has. I mean, on one hand, CTE. On the other hand, CTE. But in game, of course, it's going to be enough for the counter hit damage. Ziva so far by 1 here. And on Paris, France, not too bad of a stage. Honestly, pretty at that.
Yeah, I mean, Ziva also just looks, I think, just as a player, it feels like it is Ziva and Deja Vu that feel like they are the really, really strong players in this here. That I would be very interested if we get the opportunity to see them go up against each other here. But we are getting into our second round here with Ziva and Gale of Honor.
And on our T's farm of all places, more stage hazards to worry about. You have the balcony break, the floor break, and then below the floor break, multiple wall exploders that you do have to watch out for. But as I say that, already back Kemple, the cold shoulder, the hold charge too, and even with the disrespectful fly and kick, another hold charge into the guard break from Gale of Honor, just ramping the pressure. Remember when I said earlier that Fang is fair and balanced? I take that back.
I mean, hey, a good start. Gale of Honor able to get a round victory here after a rough match number 1. Sidestep to dodge out on the jab. We'll get the counter hit. Can't capitalize on it. Get out of the way, Llama. We are in the middle of something right now.
Man, with the running knee at that one, but with the fly-in from Ziva already into the wall carry. And I'm pretty sure those have to be alpacas if I get my geography right about the country.
Listen.
I'm not going to talk about it. I will talk about the Stonehead run into the grab, and that's going to be a back throw from Ziva. Setting themselves up by another in the round, but tying it things here.
Good round for Ziva. More pokes coming in as well, and a nice whip punish. Gale being pushed closer and closer to the wall. Needs to get away from this. One good move will put Gale back up against it. Does not want to get splat. Good dodge. Everybody's missing at the moment. Gale still being pushed back constantly.
Man, just playing off of these 50-50s, but Gale of Honor just having to respond in turn forward throw. Even trying to go into it with mid kicks, but now good pressure, flying kick right into the launch. Make that one more. Another quick carry. Has to capitalize. Might even be able to use the rage art right into the wall break, but has to angle it correctly. No! Misses off the back Kenpo. And Ziva with the flare at the end off the electrics. Me personally, I'm not taking that level of disrespect.
Another good start here for Gale, but that has to feel tough that you're trying so hard to finish that one off. Can't get it. It turns back around Ziva. Again, pushing Gale back to the wall here. If that is a knock off of the balcony, that will be bad. Guard break. Gale of Honor now takes us to a final round.
Gale of Honor on survival here, but Ziva, if anything, got on that set point, but doesn't even need the low parry. Instead, going for the low sweep right in the cold shoulder again. But thankfully for Ziva, able to tech roll right out of the wall for Gale of Honor. No, now back into the pressure.
Nice
Good launch, though, into the orbital.
Ducks for it, drops the combo, though, and Gale gonna get hit again. The sidesteps have been good.
Oh, no!
Smash gets countered, and Ziva 2-0.
Countered by the Reina punch parry. Instead of saved by the bell, it's saved by the counter hit. And Ziva looking exceptionally powerful here, moving a little forward into things on the Reina. That Fang performance, though, especially on Ortiz Farm. Gale of Honor, I have to give you credit. In that first round especially, gave us a perfect at that.
Yeah, it was a good comeback there, I think, for Gale. Definitely put up a fight there. We did have a solid opportunity, but it is going to be Ziva with the victory there. And it does put Microsoft to 4 points now on the night. Remember, it is first to 9 points. So Microsoft already about halfway there.
Exactly, 9. I was able to count that in my fingers. Not too bad for first time. But for Microsoft, do you think they just sat back and thought, okay, we have to find one of our best Tekken players here. Who do we grab? And then realizing, wait, Ziva on the Reina's It's looking kind of clean here. Do we utilize that as our secret weapon? We might be utilizing that as our secret weapon here, but another Reyna player versus Spaskanovic. It's Zinc versus Atlas here. The multi-million-dollar mansion belonging to Lee Chaolon.
And already Zinc putting the pressure on with the chainsaws there. Lots of health done, and a lot of that is not gray health. Look at how little recoverability there is there. And it's going to be Atlas that goes down, a 1-0 up for Zinc.
That chip damage that we like to see, but going off the low blows of the kicks, and now Atlas while standing 4 to hit, even try to get into it with the orbital, but now Zinc, a few brief seconds, had to rely on the chip damage pressure. Atlas, though, responding in turn with the heat smash cross-board.
Let's see Zinc. Now Rage Art, try to get this, will hit it, not gonna kill. But Zinc is going to put a lot of hurt back and heal up a bit. It's gonna make things pretty even.
Of course, won't be enough to kill, especially with the damage scaling like you did mention, but Zinc having to use it as a means for escape, catching Atlas right in the middle of the hell sweep, but now with the crouch 1 poke damage, crouch 2, excuse me, another float here, right into the tornado, round bound at that one, into the low kick sweep for Atlas, putting themselves up here at 1 round to tie it, round 3.
Strong round there, Atlas able to get back on, and we'll see a little bit of damage done now as Atlas keep pressure forward, heat smash.
Uh-oh.
Gonna hit the head bomb.
There we go. I was about to say, it's been a minute since I've seen Spam Bomb in a hot while, but for Zinc, I was sitting back thinking, okay, you know what will be the funniest thing possible in this match? And it happened. And a quick reminder for those of you who don't know, it is a 1+2 break, so you have to be careful within the amount of frames for Atlas. Didn't realize it, but now having to rely on the 1-2, going into the 3. Good duck off of that one. And even trying to go into for the low sweep. Mishima kicks, still can't grapple. But Zinc in with the damage and be pressured upon.
Look at how many times Atlas just hit, and then look at how much damage the chainsaw just did. It was like a quarter HP off 1 hit. And Zinc now going to go for the high, which gets countered, and we're down to our final round.
Great call out from Atlas to go with the low pressure instead, as Zinc going in for the high chainsaw damage, but now not even allowing Atlas a room for breath or maneuver. No matter how much you try to duck it, you can't avoid it, but thankfully for Atlas, in those brief few seconds of reprieve, ducks it. It's a quick float into the string. Now where there's one heat burst, there is another just about counteract. But Zinc opting for the heat smash into the wall break at that one. Could go for the balcony break, head toss, bomb into the saws again. And able, actually, hold on, nearly able to capitalize on the low, but saves it instead. Got a little scary there for Zinc, now putting themselves up by 1 here in the set.
Very back and forth set there. Lots of pressure. Atlas had such pressure up against those walls there. The frame traps were insanely good. And then it was just Zinc able to find the right moment, able to get those knockdowns. That heat smash into the wall, into the carry afterwards was so good. And Zinc going to take our first round of this set, but we still have another one at least.
Exactly, we got plenty more to go, and it's about the adaptability and the timing, especially in that last few rounds. Zinc popping out with the spam bomb, 1+2. I'm sitting here like, wait, it actually worked? No break on that one? Absolutely not, but I can tell you right now, no break for Zinc right now. Atlas getting into it off the strings, but having to escape now with the heat burst.
Will now bring out the chainsaw's dash. Doesn't get the head bomb again. Atlas this time gonna throw Zinc into the wall. Not going to get the wall combo carry. There is the Rage Art gonna hit. And Zinc will take round number 1.
Be enough to kill, especially with the scaling. Just head incoming. And of course, with the finesse explosion. Zinc up by 1 here, even trying to go for the spam bomb again. Atlas, good read and call out on that one, able to duck it, but now headed into our next round. Running knee right into it from Zinc, taking it to the skies, going into it with the saws again, but one crouch poke from Atlas, not enough to be able to avoid the heat engage.
Zinc is just carrying against this wall, gonna go for the Rage Art. Does that hit? It will. Atlas Atlas with punishing with the Rage Art. There's still a lot of HP to chew through even afterwards. Zinc will still have the advantage here.
Exactly, even with the domain expansion. Devil Rage! Zinc got the call out off the dive kick, and Atlas now packing up a pressure against the wall here. The up forward 3, but now off the low sweep again. Tied here in the rounds. Familiar scene that we did see back on the last stage, but now with the momentum kind of shifting a little bit here. Atlas, the 1+2. Zinc, though, off the power smash.
Grab does get broken. They'll swap sides. Nice whiff punish from Atlas. We'll get the grab as well again. Spring kick able to take some turns back, but Zinc still getting pressured here and needs to find a way out of this. The armor move will be the answer, but not enough just yet. Both players in rage. Slow-mo with the spring kick enough. Atlas able to take it back.
Got a little scary there. I was almost certain that the chainsaws were going to hit first, but the emergency spring kick from Atlas. Now up by 1 in the rounds here. Chance to tie things 1-1. But now for Zinc Elemental, I imagine not wanting to let go anytime soon of that momentum, going in for the float. The orbital off of that one in the tornado status, but this destructive saw dive. Atlas, though, able to sidestep now for a side swap at that one. Momentum flips. No throw break off of that one.
How much HP Atlas still has in rage. Does cancel out the move there from Zinc. Gonna push forward. And one final hit will be enough. Atlas takes it to 1-1.
And the fact that I keep reading that one specific Reyna kick as a low, and I'm like, wait a minute, that's a mid, right? Even if I duck that, I'm still in danger. Atlas kind of knew that, got the read, still went in for the damage, and was able to capitalize successfully. So far, 1-1 tied here. Next one should be a pretty doozy.
Yeah, and I mean, it feels like when Atlas is able to get pressure, that is where Atlas is going to shine. If the Reyna is able to hit buttons, then Reyna will feel pretty good. It's those chainsaws that are really the big cincher here, as we'll be going over to Sanctum for our final match.
Sanctum, another map that I believe has some amount of hazards, a wall break at either side if you're not careful enough with the lower flow below that, but the float again off the 1 punch, back 1 into it, and the scissor kicks from Atlas. Now Zinc, and having to play the backdash game a little bit straight from footsies right into the wall oppression game with the saws. It's just going to be float stance again from Atlas. Chainsaw hits right again for the chip, or the 1+2 has to pop out here.
Hit to get the launcher here. Will hit the heat as well. Just follow up with that as Atlas pushed against the wall will go down. Zinc will take the first round. So
far, so good here. Already just spamming with the head here against Atlas for the extra little bit of high damage. Now off the swing. The back 1. And that's still going to be the little power crush here from Atlas. A little just yet. And now Zinc going into the poke pressure game. Still good duck from Atlas, and another call out right into the wall carry.
We've seen so many times Atlas is just ready for these high moves from the Elisa, and does take round number 2 for it. Keep calling that out as we go here, because another one, another float as well. Atlas has just capitalized on a lot of things here. A whip punish at the same time as well, and Atlas not giving space for Zinc to exist.
Man, especially into a lot of these down 4s, maybe even the forward 4-2 and the 1-1-2s that have been happening from Atlas. Just a good amount of pressure, but right into the stone head. Heat smash is still going to be enough for Atlas to keep up the momentum now here on set point against Zinc.
Very close here, and Zinc pulls back. Nice sidestep again. Atlas just ready for the move here. Feels like Atlas is getting some of the reads down. Nice block there from Zinc. Will lip sides again. We are, I thought we got rid of the Lars, but apparently we are swapping all around the place.
Exactly, where there's one Mishima, there's always another to rear their ugly head, and in this situation, it's gonna be Atlas on the Reyna, able to swip the momentum back onto their side. Now put it away at 2-1 here against Zinc.
That does put us 6-2 in favor of Microsoft here. So it is looking really good for Microsoft. They are pulling away in the points here, and it is all up to them to be able to pull this out.
I was going to say, Microsoft looking a little too powerful here to a point that in the next 2 to 3 years, I'm fully expecting to see the Master Chief as a Tekken character that I would not be surprised. But now we're focusing on the now here. And so far, so good. The Reina gameplay from Atlas, one of the other Reina bracket demons that we've been seeing so far. No bracket to be involved. All set play, still just as scary, though.
I do want to call out that if Microsoft do win this, it is a reset, by the way.
Oh, really?
Yes. So if Microsoft came in this off of losers finals, if Microsoft wins, we reset and we go through the whole thing again.
Ooh, okay. I gotta think about this. Do I want a commentator's curse this into Microsoft winning, or do I want to think about I wonder. Speaking of just absolute cursed, it is going to be Teja Vu versus Ziva, the Mishima versus Mishima technically violence that we have been waiting on for just a little bit here.
Teja Vu getting a lot of pressure already, though, in rage, and will hit the heat burst for the knockout, and that is Teja Vu. Quick round number 1.
So far, so good. We're trying to hit the 1-1-2 from Ziva, but already with the electric slide dash, it's going to be Teja Vu with the Lars pressure and a good carry in. No tech roll so far. Thankfully, Ziva, you might have spoken too soon. We try to hit the forward too, but now having to opt in off the low game instead.
Just the strings will hit the heat first, or will hit the heat combo now into the wall and takes Teja Vu down. The wall combos too strong.
Now 1-1 here in the rounds, but even trying to power through it. Ziva instead opting in, responding with the Stonehead. Going forward to again, quick little hell sweep right into the mid break, and that's going to be a perfect round here for Ziva.
Ziva looking really good right now, and Teja Vu needs to pull that momentum back, and that's the thing with Lars, is you could just kind of do that. You could just keep mixing them up, keep hitting your buttons, and Ziva needs to find the way out, gets the float, will push back to the other side of the ball, and we're all of a sudden on the other side of the stage.
My God, just wall to wall here, which it is a fairly short stage to say the least, but I will say what's not short, this cinematic from the Ziva Rage Art, and that's going to be domain expansion, the Demon Rage all over again.
Will not get the knockout here, but will take the life lead.
Oh!
Spring kick does hit, and it's just a pixel left, gets the low, and Teja Vu, it is 2-2.
Even with the Rage Art, Teja Vu making the smart decision to actually go in with the spring kick, but even smarter move from Ziva off the punch parry. Ooh. Now the forward to mid hit again. With the Reina Waves, Teja Vu, good sidestep right in the 1-2-2 punish, and now the electric slide again off the toe stomp.
Good sidewalk again. Ziva has been so on point with those. Gets around to the other side, gets the launcher, will go into heat as well, and Teja Vu, just 1 pixel of HP, cannot get back up in time, and Ziva gonna take match number 1.
Ends it off the 1+2 into the Stonehead. Ziva, again, more powerful Reina's going through into our technical bracket round robin, if you kind of squint here. But for the Lars, Teja Vu, I will say though, still just as formidable, so kind of a situation of maybe unstoppable object meeting slightly movable, immovable force.
Yeah, minorly movable.
Slightly, maybe by an inch.
Versus possibly stoppable force.
Possibly. Questionably, maybe.
Well, it is going to be now going back here for the 1-0 as Teja Vu and Ziva will continue fighting here.
Right, so far, so good, which honestly, so far, been a lot of specialist characters, a lot of the newer characters we've been seeing again. The Lars, the Reinas, the Alyssas. I'm not being biased. King would be fun. Probably not for tonight, though. We can always say that for later.
Yeah, probably will be, as I think we are underway in our game. So we should be swapping over pretty shortly here. As we will head in there now. Get to see Teja Vu did take round number 1. Ziva already feeling the pressure from round number 2. Will get put into the wall for the wall combo, and that is a lot of HP loss.
Man, off the unavoidable toe stomp right into the grab, and now Ziva for the Stonehead heat smash, but right in the middle of the back turn, the 1-1 combo. Or I should say starter, if anything, from Teja Vu with the electric launch, and still getting pressured off the low. That is going to have to be the Rage Art, the emergency escape into the armor break.
Just gets it off in time, and Ziva gonna make it 1-1 here. Like you said, pulling out the emergency switch and getting out of jail for free. But we are going to be going to round number 3.
Exactly, just had to hold your breath for 2.2 seconds there. It's got a little scary for Ziva, but right into the ground bounce from Teja Vu and back up against the wall. A little momentary stun to allow for even more combo potential. Not on the other wall, though. Ziva was able to tech roll out of it, thankfully, but it is the down to both counter hit. And that's one. Forward 3, already into the legs 2.
He bursts just to make sure Teja Vu can take the spite, and will get the grab, will get the knockout, and that is 2-1 in favor of Teja Vu.
Man, an electrifying grab at that one, even going in for the slide kick, but now Teja Vu. The big pressure that we have been seeing from Lars. You want an easy, quick, and way of escaping out of it? Just go for the poke. Simple. They never expect it. But for Ziva, I imagine expecting the mid-game, and even with the guard smash. It is actually going to be the low one poke from Teja Vu. The sidestep right into the electrics, though.
The sidestep every time. Ziva is ready for it, has the read every single time, and now we are going to our final round. Punishable low, and Ziva will get that, take that to the wall as well. Get a little bit of extra damage at the same time.
The 1+2 hit, but Teja Vu responding in turn off the wake up 3. Still not enough to just get out of the corner here. And even trying to walk out of it. It is going to be another one grab. Even not able to break out of it, but the electric wave boost from Teja Vu. More pressure. Not able to apply on the lows, but it is going to have to be the low 1 jabs right into the down forward 2s again. Toe stomp at it.
Flipping around, another sidewalk from Ziva. Get the pressure back, but now Teja Vu fighting back. Slow-mo, and it is going to be Ziva taking the 2-0 with just a pixel of HP left.
Getting a little scary with it, but it looks like the hopes of an actual reset getting a little closer and closer here. If I'm meta, I wouldn't exactly say panic. Maybe convene. Maybe panic after, in between, if you will.
Consider panicking.
Consider panicking, but hey, we have time. You're fine. Even if the reset happens, you can always flip that momentum back in your side. But maybe not let it happen. Just say it.
Right.
You have that chance.
You don't go in and be like, yeah, maybe I'll let him get the reset.
Yeah, just maybe. We were just playing with our food. We'll try again next time. Next time, we have to play 11 rounds all over again. Huh? Yeah. I beg your pardon?
Technically 16. We're not seeing all of them.
Yeah, we're not seeing all of them. It is a full 16 rounds.
Yeah. So Microsoft, they are currently, I believe, just 2 points away from hitting that threshold. I would imagine, I don't know if we're still going to play out the rest of the matches. That is something that I would have to ask people who are not me on what's going to happen with that. As we are... Okay, so we're being told that Gale is having some medical issues at the moment, so we're gonna have to figure some things out. Are we gonna go into this next game, or okay, all right?
We're going to a quick break. Okay,
so yeah, we'll send it to a quick break and figure things out. We will be right back after this.
All right, we should be hopping back into things, but for those of you just joining us, another good match of some good-ass Tekken, if you will. It's Microsoft versus Meta, Deja Vu versus Flame Master.
And already Deja Vu looking good here, taken to the wall. Flame Master had some struggles previously, now still continuing that good punish on the low. This will be a lot of damage. Oh, drops the combo.
Say, pops right over it, and that allows Deja Vu to actually put Flame Master back into the corner. So I guess that lot of damage really went over into Deja Vu's flavor. If you really look carefully enough, now Flame Master at least trying to dance back a little bit. Even trying to go in for the power crush into the heat smash, but nothing just yet from either player. Just with the defensive game up so far, right in the low one jab.
Just ducking around, playing with the timing right now. Flame Master already down to just a third HP, and all of it is full health. There is no gray health on that health bar. Flame Master finally able to get a little bit of something here. Pokes coming out. Rage Art, will it get blocked?
Oh, no!
It will, and Deja Vu will go down 1-1.
Hitman stands for Flame Master here off the lead Shaolin, but now for Deja Vu. Drops it, and that Rage Art unfortunately did not pop out in time. Able to sidestep just a brief moment. Still hits though. Oh, tracking in Tekken. How I do love you. Questionably so.
Will get hit, and another 1-1-1 as Flame Master is taken down very low here. Has to guess. Guess is wrong, and Deja Vu takes round number 3.
So far up by 1 here. Trying to get to the down 2 slice, but now Deja Vu playing into the pure pressure game and tactics that Lars has off the 50-50. The mix-ups in what you do expect, but now going in for the low crush. And off the up forward hit. Flame Master still trying to find any way out of it. Can't even hit back. And right now, Deja Vu up by 1 here, ending it off a perfect.
And that is momentum incarnate there. Is, yeah, you're going to end a round on a perfect and go right into another set. That is tough to try and deal with there. So now Flame Master has to come back, has to figure out, what am I doing wrong? What am I missing? What am I not getting here? The missed combo opportunity, a little bit of a problem, but I think more than anything, it's just, you got to stop Lars from doing what Lars does.
Exactly. It's tough, but it's not impossible. You always have another chance, but like you said, Lars doing Lars things. Unfortunately, it happens, and now on a stage like Elegant Palace, you would expect the house buff to really come in clutch for a character like Lee. It really depends on Flame Master and how they're able to adapt.
Does do have... Now we're going back into the mansion here. Flame Master again continuing to getting pressured here. Another flip over to the wall again, and no, we cannot be doing 2 perfects in a row.
Round 2.
My God, just few opportunities to be able to interrupt, but there's a few. You should at least try to take them, and for Flame Master, just the absolute amount of pressure that Deja Vu has been coming with. Still able to hit him with the high kicks, and now going in for the flying leg. Flame Master finally able to swap the momentum favorably back onto their side. Able to utilize, actually take advantage of the 3-4 spring kick. Deja Vu, though, having used the heat, the means of escape, but try to get that health back. Still wasn't enough as Flame Master putting us in round 3, tying us 1-1.
The Master gotten his feet back under him here, and you can see not letting Lars do Lars things. Keeping the pressure on. Lee very capable of doing that, but the duck is going to be enough. Deja Vu takes it back into his own hands. Going to try and carry this to the wall. Will be successful. That is half the HP bar gone, and we're going right into a heat engager at the same time.
Thankfully, all it took was one duck to get the momentum. No. That's not going to be enough for Flame Master, though. The Rage Art didn't have enough health. The armor to really try and tank it through. Down 2 starter already from Deja Vu, but now having to go in for the launch, the 1-2 punish, and just playing around with the controls here off the backdash from Flame Master. Now having to get a little quick with it. The carry, though, able to find a string opportunity, though.
Out of these low pokes are just adding up here as Flame Master finally able to get something going here. Will get to the wall, doesn't have the wall combo for the finisher, but will get the pokes enough here. We're going to a final round. Flame Master needs to pull this out.
All right, guys. Be careful, but good launch, especially off the orbital, right in the tornado status. But now Flame Master back up against the wall. The cold shoulder bash, and now for Deja Vu down to Slice again. Flame Master trying to respond in turn off the power crush, but still getting launched here.
And it's just the Lars 50-50 every time. So difficult to deal with, and Playmaster cannot find an answer. That is a 2-0 victory for the Lars, and that is a big win there because we needed to see Deja Vu win to make sure Meta were able to close the gap just a little bit here. They will go up to 3 points as we wait for Atlas and I believe Ziva now to finish up their set.
Man, and thankfully so, I will say Deja Vu on the Lars got dang near 1, 2, almost 3 perfects. Exactly. Not in a set, but previous as well. And then going into this one, was still able to capitalize. Thankfully for Flame Master. Wasn't a no-round round, so of course not going down here embarrassingly enough, but off the lead, still putting up enough of a fight. Still a 2-0 though in favor of Deja Vu.
Yeah, it is unfortunate there. But Deja Vu, big win there. Sorry, I am all over the place here. As I'm trying to manage the chat in the lobby at the same time as trying to cast. It is not a fun time.
Respectable.
but yeah, we will figure things out. I almost want to send this to a break to get an answer for these players because they are asking questions that I do not know an answer to. So why don't we send it to a break and we'll be right back.
All right, and welcome back to some more CEA Tekken 8 action here. Flame Master actually versus Zinc this time around, so the Lisa versus the Lee matchup we have yet to see here.
Yeah, it has not been played yet. Zinc able to get some early damage, but a nice sidewalk to dodge out here. Will get put back onto the ground, though, as Flame Master gonna get pushed over towards the wall. The low also keeping pressure on. Heat will be paused for the moment as Elisa being pushed back. Good low block, but Zinc pushed into the wall and will go down.
Able to duck the low, and so far Flame Master up by 1 here. No balcony break to be had, but angle it correctly. Be nice to watch, and even nicer to watch. Mini cinematic coming in off the heat smash, and the chainsaw damage taking dang near 50% of Flame Master's HP in one fell swoop.
And it's not recoverable health either is the problem, too. You cannot get that health back. Still have some heat left, but Zinc being just taken over to the wall once again. And Flame Master finding the openings to get to a 2-0 here. Just one away from taking this first match and starting it off strong.
And the 3-3 mix-up at that one, going into it off the down 4, but now Zinc having to spawn in turn. Low sweep. No spam bomb just yet, but instead opting in for the chainsaws. Good sidestep that Hitman action from Flame Master.
It is a big win for Flame Master. Will get that victory, and now Flame Master, a solid 3-0 victory there, but Zinc definitely had some moments. There's the chainsaws are causing problems for sure.
I was going to say, these saws have pretty much been the bane of everybody's existence tonight, depending on who Zinc has really fought through, right? We've seen it off the Reynas, and now with the Lee Chaolong to be involved in this one as well. You saw what happened with Flame Master. Just all that health dwindled by in just 2.2 seconds. Still able to recover it, though. Secured a no-round brown, but now moving forward into this one, I mean, who knows? That chainsaw momentum just might start working for Zinc here.
Hopefully, that is what we are looking to see here. Zinc, one of the players that does need to get some victories here. Remember, we are 1 point away. If Flame Master can win this, they are going to guarantee us a reset.
Man, and that would be a wild reset at that one. Could allow Microsoft to take this full force, or maybe even an insane uphill comeback of Meta all of a sudden taking that reset instead. But now, the Flame Master getting caught right in the middle of the punish, but now with the heat smash able to power on through. It is going to be Zinc, and toss again, right into the orbital. Can't even block it, drops the combo off the back flipper though. Flame Master able to recover in a weird little wonky camera angle. You know, if it works, it works. And even working more, it's going to be the chainsaw saw damage off the low.
2 lows in a row, and already Flame Master losing a lot of HP, but able to poke it back in the other direction here. Zinc, nice little bit of poke. Nice duck, though, from Flame Master. And Flame Master may be able to close out round number 2 as well.
Back turn launch at that one from Flame Master right now, just with the one shred of health. Zinc trying to combat against it. Unfortunately for them, did not work to their favor. And now for Flame Master, thankfully able to block against the dive launch that we do see a lot from Elisa here. Just backdash right in the neutral game footsies, but Zinc, a bit of interruption, not able to break the throw though.
Flame Master hasn't even taken a hit yet. Does get the low block, Zinc, but needs to get something here. Not able to get it. Ducks again. Just a sliver of HP. Finally gets the launch here for a little bit of damage, but there's still so much to go. And Flame Master is still trying that same low-high move. Will go for the heat burst. Not going to get it. Flame Master finally with the low poke will get the victory, and that does mean Microsoft have set us up for a reset.
Oh, we love to see resets. For some of us, it's like, wait, we're going to be here for just a few more hours. For me, I like casting Tekken, love commentating it. I really don't mind, but I imagine now if you are on this side of meta, you have to mind a little bit of, okay, we have to do all of this over again, 16 rounds? Yes. you're gonna like it. You don't have a choice. Jeez.
Yeah, and I mean, Microsoft just looked good, right? Like we got into this, it was 9-4. It was pretty strongly in Microsoft's favor, and they look very, very good. And on top of that, Meta, they kind of have to pick up a little bit of slack because Gale did have to leave, unfortunately. So it's 2 players left that have to take up the mantle.
Man, and it's gonna be very tough battle that, which I say it's never impossible. You know, like the chances are 1%, but never 0.
Yeah, definitely. And man, Meta just had a bit of a rough night on on pretty much all accounts at this point. But hey, they have gotten some wins. Deja Vu has looked really, really good in a lot of these matches, and don't expect that to change here as we will continue on.
Yeah, because if we're talking lineups, right? Deja Vu off the Lars exceptionally powerful, and then on the side of Meta again with Zinc, who has a very good Elisa game. But then here comes Microsoft out of nowhere with Ziva on the Reyna, and it's like, oh wow, those are some scarily timed 1-1-2s, or maybe even going to down 4s, forward 2 at that, maybe even a Stonehead Heat Smash. It can get a little shaky.
Definitely, as we are getting the okays for the reset here, just confirming a couple of things before we get started, as I do believe we're going to see Deja Vu. It is going to just be running back right from the beginning. It is Deja Vu versus Flamemaster. You're not going to miss it this time, Ash. You're going to be here for it.
That's right, because my game won't crash and say, I'm sorry, we are out of memory. You have too much stuff plugged in. We can't handle this. And I'm sitting here like, okay, I can run Cyberpunk 2077 on a 580 on Ultra, but suddenly I can't run Tekken on low? That doesn't make sense. Make it make sense. But I can make sense of the next match coming up. Thankfully, because I will be here to watch it.
Absolutely. Yeah, we are doing Flame versus Deja Vu. So we will get ready. Do have the reset set up on our sheet too, which thanks to the players. Want to thank them for giving us a sheet that they were updating themselves with the score, so we don't have to do that ourselves. Very thankful for that.
You know, I want to say this in a nice way. We are thankful of the data nerds that are able to put this together off the spreadsheet, which I try to say nerd nicely. Am I wrong, though?
Yeah.
I'm not.
I'm trying to insult you in a way that's nice.
However, yeah. I'm trying to be nice about it.
But I want you to know it is actually an insult. I want that to be really clear. Oh. That's what I'm getting from you, Ash.
Oh, man. Listen, I'm trying my best, but I imagine for Deja Vu just trying their best to get in with the damage and thankfully putting themselves up by 1 round here and moving past insults right into the Lars versus Lee matchup.
Already Deja Vu able to grab round number 1. Continuing to do the mix-ups, and Flamemaster just does not have an answer for them. The grab gonna finish that off, and Deja Vu with a quick round 2 win.
Deja Vu just fast moving at that one. Flamemaster trying to avoid another no round brown if they're not careful enough. And picking up a little bit of that momentum we have been needing to see, but that's just going to be the toe smash again from Deja Vu to interrupt. Even try to go in for the 1+2, but no. You're getting the Hitman action again from Flamemaster.
Flamemaster trying to dive in, gets stopped though, and Deja Vu again just continuing to do what Lars does best. Goes for the heat first, or the heat smash there, will get the kill on that. That is another win. Deja Vu, a quick 3-0 victory.
And a fast one at that one. Another no round brown with the empty pressure. And I keep saying that from the Lars, which it's kind of true. Again, have some opportunity for the interrupt, but it can get scary because you see that trucking right towards you, puts you in a situation of the 50-50s and the mix-ups. Again, you have to guess, is it going to be a high? Is it going to be a mid? Is it going to be a low? You guess wrong, obviously, that happens. It's not pretty to watch, but it is fun to commentate.
It definitely is. Gonna get into our next round here. Gonna be going over to Paris. as we will see teams fight it out here. See if Deja Vu can keep doing what he does. No, Playmaster finds the option here. Finally may have found what the answer is and will get over to the wall as well.
Down launch right into the orbital, and thankfully with the tornado at that one from Flame Master. And now Deja Vu actually finding themselves on the other end of this. We try to punish off the dive kick, and that second one is going to hit though. Good pressure in from the Lars again that we have been seeing in the previous matches. If Flame Master isn't careful enough, all of those strings and that combo will be for naught, and it might just be not after all. Loses it. Now Deja Vu is up by one here in a round in a shock turnaround.
Deja Vu able to keep composed even when the HP bar was falling apart. Now gonna continue to try and mix up here the lows. That low just slice at the knees is so problematic, and Flame Master gonna lose round number 2 as well.
Electric slide right into the wall, standing 3 to end it. And he tried to go for the mid heat smash. Deja Vu, though, getting in with a lot of these potentials. Flame Master, he tried to go for the sweep. Does not get parried, but still gets punished off the slide in. Deja Vu, good call out.
Get the heat burst as well. Take it to the wall. Not going to get the combo down at the same time. And another 1-1-1 into heat dash for the extra damage. The hop kick, though. Flame Master trying to turn it around. Can't get the combo off of it. And Deja Vu, a quick 3-0 once again.
Man, 3-0 in the rounds, but another 2-0 at that. Flame Master had the set of potential, but that Lars pressure just became a little too much too quickly to handle.
Yeah, how many times have we said it? Just Deja Vu, just mixing people up, making you guess, and sometimes you guess wrong every single time. I've gotten coin flips wrong like 8 times in a row. Sometimes it doesn't work, you know? Sometimes you're not on your game on the day.
Exactly. It happens. And in a game such as Tekken 8 right now, we're Tekken 7, right? Whereas that used to be more on the defensive side and allowed for rewards there. Now in Tekken 8, I feel if you play defensively, you're still going to get punished because now we have the chip damage out of perspective. And it's like, okay, I can just block. I'll be fine for a little bit here. I just have the backdash. No, chip damage on that. You think you're safe on this? No, that's very unsafe. You think you're going to be able to block this power crush off of Lars, especially an electric slide? Yeah, that's not going to work out. It really isn't.
Yeah, I mean, like at a certain point, it's like you can't keep guessing because like you gotta just know the answer sometimes. You gotta figure it out. You're gonna see Zinc and Ziva go at it here. Zinc with a great opener here for some extra damage, and the chainsaws will come out, but the armor once again really good here. As Ziva will keep going down to these lows. Zinc looking good. Doesn't get the wall damage, but will push forward regardless.
Going into it with the grab, just getting disrespectful with it. Ziva would actually pack a punch right up against the wall. Somebody's poor hot dog stand just getting absolutely damaged. And even though Zinc at least tried to get out of this with the poke pressure off the full crouch one, still not going to be enough. And now Ziva up by 1 in the round, actually. We're just getting gapped by the saws here just for a brief few seconds.
And that's the thing we've seen. Zinc's able to take a lot of chunky damage down, but the problem has been getting it to 0. There's been a lot of work done, but just can't close it out. And now we're seeing Ziva just keep the pressure on. It's not about hitting launches. It's just hitting those strings and taking advantage of where you are already plus.
Man, and right into the forward 2 again from Ziva. Now for Zinc, trying to go with the scissor kicks, and now we've just gotten all turned around again. I will say, the thing is going to turn you around is going to be the saws for the chip damage against Ziva. Not as much as I would have liked to hope to see, but back up against again. It is going to be Zinc taking a good chunk of this damage here.
Cartwheel kicks 3 times in a row, not able to land, but there is the heat engager, and that's a huge health difference. Ziva, quick round 1 win there.
By 1 here, I imagine moving over to another stage, randomly picked here, but for Zinc, allowing that Reina pressure to really poke them through, especially off the 1-1-2s into the forward 2s at that.
Yeah, I mean, the Reina is just, That's the thing, though. It's been a lot of strings. It's been a lot of like aggression, but not in the like I'm trying to pop off and launch you and fully combo you all the way to the wall. It's just been like I'm going to keep hitting, and you're eventually going to try and press buttons into me, and I am going to win that so hard.
Exactly. Oh.
Okay. Oh.
Okay. That's the end of their set. So apparently we might have
missed.
Wow.
Oh,
we were bamboozled.
That's right. They decided. So I think they are playing. No. They are playing all of the matches without Gale to see if they even need to handle. So they are skipping any of Gale's. So we need to. Yeah, it's basically if Gale is in there, they may be playing the other round at the same time. So it's going to jump a little bit all over the place, but we are getting underway here as we're already seeing Atlas and Teja Vu going at it. And what do you know? Teja Vu already taking people to the wall and just continuing to hit buttons as Lars.
Listen, it's the Mishima-style hijinks that we've been so used to, especially tonight, thanks to Teja Vu and Atlas all at once. You're kidding! Teja Vu stayed down through the animation and was able to still hit with the spring kick. Good duck off the one, but now with the power crush into the heat smash from Teja Vu and the backstep electric in the down one. That's nasty.
It's just sitting down on the ground, and then I thought he was dead, and he jumped up like Frankenstein's monster.
Don't worry, I can wait.
Yeah, just like literally like, oh, he's just gonna come back up, and now Atlas able to get a lot of damage off this, takes it all the way to a sliver of HP, and the wake up able to get the hit off with that 1-to-1.
I imagine in that last round, Atlas definitely took it personally, but then after that one, Teja Vu took it even more personally, if that makes any sense here. Trying to even go for the down smash, but the forward two that almost hit from Atlas. It is a toe smash, electric forward slide, right into the low sweep kick from Teja Vu. Another slam again. Now Teja Vu up by 1 here in round 4.
It's just the pressure. If you get that armor move to put them on the ground, ooh. Nice parry, but Teja Vu can't even stop here. Just continuing to hit. Finishes the 1-1-1. Not safe. Will get responded to, but not enough there. Does get the knockdown, and Atlas going to enter heat here, but the heat engager a little bit more efficient and will get the final low. Teja Vu takes it 1-0.
And a good start at that one. I will say, though, for Atlas, I was expecting a little more of a punish, especially off the punch parry, but that pressure from Lars was still allowed to move through. The unstoppable object meets slightly movable force once more again.
Oh, man. It's just every time if we're seeing Lars just kind of like rev up the engine, like rev up those fryers, we're going right in there. And we are just continuing to push you up against the wall. It's you gotta stop him before he stops you. And right now Teja Vu is just playing a little bit slow. Atlas needs to find the intro and will get a little bit of chip damage down.
You know, I will say that I hate that whenever I think of rev up those fryers, I think of somebody saying that if Reina never had the forward 2, that's what Reina mains would be doing. McDonald's application in hand, revving up those fryers, but I imagine Atlas going to be doing the cooking instead and in-game here. One more low parry to gap Teja Vu. And another forward 2, as I did mention, at least put up the pressure.
I like the concept of you being really young and seeing that SpongeBob episode for the first time and being like, man, when Tekken 8 comes out, like, if they remove that move, those players are gonna go
hurry up those fryers. Yeah. I sure am hungry for help, pilot.
Do get Atlas with the victory in the first round here. Atlas now continuing to respond well here. Maybe just needed the open air a little bit. Maybe needed to get away from the closed walls that we had before the entry there, the slide. But Teja Vu now just entering the stances, gets the launcher, and that will be a full combo all the way to death here.
And getting that health back, Teja Vu, I'm pretty sure didn't even need it, had plenty left in the tank. It now ties it 1-1 apiece here in the rounds. Atlas trying to go for the low sweep right in the high 3. Now off wake up. Teja Vu up and back off their feet. Still can't avoid the mid though.
Yeah, the roll into the mid kick for the full combo. So much damage and just stopping the wake-up options. The spring kick, very punishable, and Atlas taking advantage of that. But now Deja Vu responding in kind, going to carry across the water here. Heat first as well.
Oh!
Keep it up. How did you even flip that around? You're flipping the whole camera, Deja Vu.
I was gonna say the Missy Elliott style, flip it and reverse it, especially if you are Atlas in that very specific situation. I almost thought it was over. Deja Vu not only managed to get one wall carry to another, but then flipped it all over again. And considering this is a near infinite stage, you can keep it up. And for Atlas, I imagine wanting to keep up the momentum, especially off the mid pressure, having to go in for the dive slide though. Deja Vu and go for the back one, still with the tornado though.
The hop kicks have looked so good there. Deja Vu has been getting up kind of slow. It's very funny that we saw last time the Reyna just trying to play for the frame traps. This time going for big Tekken, trying to get something there. Finishes the 1-1-1, dodges the grab, but there is Deja Vu once again going for the mix, getting the success from it, and we are going to a final round.
Right in the Blue Spark power crush and now having to worry about the slide again. Be back when it hit, but for Atlas, at least able to get in with a good float. Another carry into the low tornado, but now having to opt in, end it off the 1+2.
Sliding in once again. Deja Vu has been hitting that a lot. Will continue to hit it, and it is going to be a 2-0 victory for Deja Vu.
Man, and Deja Vu with a little bit of that Lars Deja Vu, if you will, against the Reyna here off our second stage. 2-0 victory so far. So I believe looking at our points, so far so good. Actually, Microsoft and Meta kind of tied here 2-2.
Now, to be fair, we did have that in our previous setup as well. So we did see the two for two. It's what happened after where it got a little bit more sketchy here, but it has been a bit back and forth. Deja Vu has really done a lot of work to keep Meta alive in this, and I'm sure will continue to do so here as we move further through the night.
And hopefully so. I will say a lot of these games have really either just been straight 2-0. Some of them have been barn burners. That Lars, no, it's almost making me actually want to go in the lab and be like, okay, until Armor King drops, I might have to pick up a Mishima here. Just until AK drops, I tell to myself. And then 700 hours in, it's like, wait, have I been playing Lars and Heihachi the whole time? Unfortunately so.
Yeah. See, that's, I think, the nice thing is, like, I don't play a character that plays anything like anybody else. So I'm never like, oh man, I could just kind of like just
swap,
you know,
over to
like
else.
dip into this other character that's kind of like mine. It's like, nah, like I'm over here like with my diet with like my own drink, and everybody else is getting their fun fruity drinks that are all similar to each other, and I'm over here with like my little diet soda. Like, I'm happy with this.
It's like that, what was it? One episode of SpongeBob where everybody and their grandmother was drinking kelp juice, and I'm pretty sure it was Squidward that was staying away from it with a ton.
Are you comparing me to Squidward right now?
What? No, I would never. I'm sorry. I apologize. I would never.
We're going back to the like I'm calling you a nerd but nicely thing. Like
I'm doing my best here. I really am trying, but I imagine for Atlas can't even try to roll out of the absolute menace that is destructive stance off Zink's chainsaws.
Zink is just not giving any ground here, just constantly pushing into Atlas, and Atlas can't get any of these big moves. We'll get a little bit of pokes, does get the wall break here, so we'll get a full combo off of this, but it is just going to be a quick one, and that means that Atlas has a lot of health to make up here.
And off the back kick, Atlas still can't capitalize, and now for Zink, I imagine wanting to set up yet another 1-0 momentum shift, maybe into a no-round round. If Atlas isn't careful enough, got a little scary, was able to dive over, and Atlas staying down, but actually for the last brief few seconds of that, not able to duck the chip damage, and now Zink just taking full advantage.
Went for the armor move, but Atlas a little bit too quick. The grab as well will make things a little bit easier. Heat burst there from Zink as well, and we are back into the chainsaws. Good low block, but can't block the jab in time, and Zink, one of the fastest 3-0s I think we've had of the night.
I was going to say, doesn't even need to take anything flashy to end that off into a no round. Brown, just one little poke. That was it. Take us into the next stage. Not too bad of a starter so far, but we have seen this before. Maybe 1-0 into a 1-1, which would be nice to see. A little bit of that fight back we have been seeing so far.
Yeah, sometimes you're trying to download your opponent. Your download speed doesn't always work very well. Sometimes it takes a little bit. Sometimes you're back up on dial-up. You got to figure it out slow bit by bit. We're not all running on just like full on fiber yet. Take some time,
True.
figure it out, and hopefully come back in the next match, which we're getting underway for right now.
Exactly. Hopefully trying to dial up at least one good combo starter here on either side. And for Zinc, trying to tone the dial, especially off the chainsaws. And for Atlas, not able to read into it that properly, still not able to tank the high pressure into the mids as well. And even with the head toss, stance again, thankfully this time gets ducked. And now Atlas can respond in turn.
Atlas going to carry so far there. Goes for the dive, misses entirely, but it is going to be us going opposite sides here. And Atlas going to block. Doesn't block for long enough, though. And Zinc take round number 1.
And not able to poke out with the pressure at all after that last few stances. But now with Zinc, chainsaws again. And for Atlas, and there's a little bit of less damage. Scissor kicks on top, though.
Taking over to the wall, Zinc. Already putting Atlas in danger here. Pulls the chainsaws back out. Atlas does get the grab broken. Goes for the launcher, though. Will get it. And now continuing to pressure Zinc. Heat burst now. Has the heat ready to go. Will float. Atlas doesn't get the combo, though. And Atlas sidesteps, takes to the wall. And now Zinc just in range. We're so close. They're almost even. Rage Art gonna come out, and it hits. It survives. Atlas stays up, and we are 1-1 in round.
Thankfully had the health and the armor just to tank through it. And now Atlas tying things, saying that, listen, I'm not out of this just yet. I still have a little bit of that momentum in on Arena. And listen, I'm not revving up those fries for anybody. Am I going to do cooking? Yes. McDonald's? No. You under pressure? Oh, 1,000%.
Absolutely. And Atlas now just going slow, bit by bit, very fast moves. Atlas, though, getting responded to in kind. Grab broken. Zinc going to try and get out of this wall situation. And Atlas taking the low strikes. Can't do that. Will go down. And we are on match point for Zinc.
Zinc has the opportunity to set this in stone at 2-0 here. Just utilizing the chainsaws for that extra bit of chip damage, even with the sidestep here. Atlas goes for the low leg sweep, where there's one heat, there is another. Both kind of counteracting each other, but back up against the wall, able to regenerate just a little bit of that much needed health bag. Zinc just trying to crawl out and has to use the heat smash to do so.
Zinc low will go 2-2 now. Atlas and Zinc. Atlas needs to win this one. Zinc, though, wants to give Meta the opportunity to take the lead for the first time tonight.
Hopefully so. A little bit of that flash of forward 2 that we have been seeing off of Arena gameplay, but now with the scissor kicks again into the launch, Zinc actually opting in for the heat for just an extra bit of damage, especially off the tornado right into the destroyer stance, and still gets sidestepped in a weird camera angle again, just checking things. The Rage Art pops through, sure, won't be enough to kill, but as a means of escape and getting a little bit of that extra gray life back, it might be enough.
Heat first used as well, just to pressure here. Zinc needs to close this one out. Does have the Rage Art, gonna go for it now, and will get it. Zinc with the win. 2-0 puts Meta for the first time tonight ahead in points.
Okay, so despite the reset, maybe Meta has a chance to kind of climb over and really just push Microsoft out of the way and say, okay, reset, not too bad. Do we have a chance to take this? Oh, 1,000%. And in a last-second clutch Rage Art, it surely did finally the thing that it needed to do.
Yeah, I mean, the Rage Art versus Rage Art there, right at the end, that is as clutch as you can get there. I am honestly glad to see Zing able to pull this out. Now, Meta, hopefully the momentum, getting them going a little bit there. You have to feel a little rough after that first round where they did end up having to go for the reset now. But now, a little bit more knowledge gained, a little bit more understanding on how these players are playing against each other. And we do have a fight between Teja Vu and Ziva that will be coming up next.
Ooh, so that should be more Lars shenanigans, as I imagine.
Oh,
but the
absolutely.
Mishima violence that we have seen previously tonight over and over again, but still fun nonetheless. And back on secluded training ground.
Round 1.
Gonna see if Ziva can take this or if Teja Vu can extend the lead. And right now, that's a great start for that whiff punish, but does drop the combo. And Heat Engager for Ziva will take the health lead back.
Man, going in for the mid pressure as well. Hell sweep right into it. And from Ziva, not letting up off the gas. 4-2 smash hit again, but Teja Vu actually responding in turn off the slide kick. For that 1-1-2 and off the electric slide into it. Ziva though, off the wake up. Full crouch 1 into it.
The recoverable HP is doing so much work for Teja Vu right now. So close, but not enough. Ziva with just a bit of HP left, able to take round number 1.
All right, dang near gave me a heart attack. Ziva able to recover? Wait, hold on. Controller issue possibly? Uh-oh.
All right, Teja Vu, are you there? Are you there, buddy? We good?
Okay, I think we might be good. Maybe not.
Ziva is apprehensive.
You know, I have seen this before where somebody can actually fake a controller issue and all of a sudden just back into it and you don't know what hit you. It might be unfair.
That would be
Does
rude.
it work? Sure, it's rude.
No.
It's funny as hell, but it's rude. Teja Vu, I imagine, yeah, we just might actually have a controller issue.
Yeah? I mean, Lars is looking. He's thinking about it.
You just see where he just momentarily peers back when Reyna comes back into view. It's like, okay.
Okay, we got 17 seconds, guys. Make it count.
14. About to say.
Oh, no. That's not good.
Don't you dare. Teja Vu, don't you dare.
No.
I get we had controller issues, but that is so unbelievably unfair that you still take the round. 81 versus 54% health. If I'm Ziva, I'm taking that personally. Controller issue or not, I'm sorry. It has to be done.
If I'm Ziva, I'm sending Teja Vu a new controller and be like, you don't get that excuse ever again.
Exactly. Fix it. Fix it.
Armor move from Ziva will get launched though, and there'll be a lot of damage. Teja Vu got a heat burst to extend it. Will take almost all the way back over to the other wall there and does get the mix-up. Teja Vu up 2-1.
You're kidding me. Controller issues be damned, says Teja Vu. Was able to get one round and then another down to Slicer into it. And now Ziva having to take a good chunk of this damage, not even able to tank it. Thankfully, though, ducking off the kicks and responding in turn off the overhead.
Lows hitting from Teja Vu. A nice sidewalk again. Ziva has been so clutch with them. This spring kick. 1-1-1 doesn't land, but the low will, and Teja Vu will take the first match of the set.
I will say for Ziva, that sidewalk electric has come in clutch so many times that thankfully it works. But then here comes in an unusual match happening. Teja Vu, controller issue, still gets the round of 84% health, and then after the fact, takes one up so far.
It feels disrespectful. Like, I know it's not, but it does feel it, right?
Just
like,
kind of.
Because
it's
if
funny.
I'm sitting there, if I'm online and I'm fighting somebody, like, I'm gonna give that respect, right? Like,
Yeah.
that's fair, unless it's ranked. Then I'm taking your points. But like, in most cases, I'm just, gonna give you that respect. And then for it to bite you does suck.
Just bite you back in the butt like that. It's unfortunate. It does remind me of the one time I was playing in a local, Steve Main, I was playing against them, and then they got a little upset, slightly so. They walked away, and instead of turning the game off, I kind of just sat there and did ground grabs the entire time with Steve until he finally got to 0 health. I couldn't help it. It was funny, But speaking back on the game here, controller issues, hey, they happen. The fact that Deja Vu was still able to recover long enough to actually put themselves up in health, impressive. I got to give them that.
Yeah. I do believe we are underway for our next match as well, so we'll see where things are. We're actually 1-1 already as Deja Vu and Ziva still trading pretty evenly here. Deja Vu still trying to pressure here. Good block from Ziva and punishing off of that. If you can at least guess correctly, you got to be able to do something with it. Ziva has been able to do so pretty consistently throughout the night.
And if in with the unbreakable grab at that one, now it's going to be Deja Vu having to respond in turn off the heat smash. Ziva thankfully able to armor right through.
String fully completed there, and Deja Vu will go down 2-0 up for Ziva now.
Down 2 again from Deja Vu off the electric slide, but now for Ziva, the forward 2 doesn't exactly hit as intended. That is just going to be double hell sweep right into it though.
Now we do see the sidestep again has been working out. Do get the launcher though, and Deja Vu gonna get a solid amount of damage from this. The heat burst as well, extending it. Does, wow. Just evens out the health bars almost immediately and gets the final mix for the win, as now we're 2-2. Deja Vu looking to close this one out.
And Deja Vu off that last round, ending it with the disrespectful toe slam again. And for Ziva, like I said, don't take that disrespect personally, but if I were them, I 100% would. And already responding in turn with the hell sweep right into the running leg. Good carry off of that one, considering this is a near infinite stage. More room for opportunity, especially off the heat engage.
These characters with the long combos, like both Lars and Rada, they have the ability to get them fully off a lot here, and will continue to do so. Ziva now just gonna fly in, get the victory, and now we're 1-1.
1-1 tied here. Ziva saying that I'm still alive and in this. And after that controller issue, might be looking to get an Amazon gift order off rip. But now we move forward here, still tied in here, have one more stage to go before we can finally set this in stone.
And I do want to remind people here, we are 2-3 right now in terms of Microsoft versus Meta. Meta up 3-2. So a victory here will put a solid lead for Meta here. Already happy with the fact that they have gotten a lead itself. Now want to close this out.
Deja Vu trying to go in for the orbital, instead having to opt in. Back one instead. Another one if the overhead. Now for Ziva, just taking a good chunk of these mid to high damage.
God, it is Lars at his finest. Just, you know what? He's going to fly around, do what he does, and you have to guess correctly. Ziva finally able to find an opening in the defense here and will pressure as the slip around Deja Vu put into heat, but the 1-1-1 not gonna make it happen. Very low, rolling on the ground, but there's enough there. The punish for Ziva will grab round number 1.
Okay, got a little scary there. Full crouch in a wall standing 4, but the one thing we like to see is the Ziva signature, the sidewalk into the electrics, and Deja Vu wake up, respond in turn with it. Another sidewalk, this time instead going in for the overhead.
The sidewalks have been so good. It has opened up opportunities. The armor break responded to in kind, and Deja Vu now taking the health in his favor. Do get the float. Don't get the kill with it though, and the spring kick is enough. Ziva goes down.
With the 1+2 just getting heavily countered off the spring kick, but the punch parry and off rip to start us off with Ziva getting a little flashy with it, but where there's flashiness, of course, there are the electrics, and where there's that, there's the delayed hell sweeps, and right into the denied hell sweeps, I should say, for Deja Vu. Get another good carry and a float.
Blocks low, and I don't know if the damage done is enough to have the heat burst used. Will get the low for the launcher here in Deja Vu. Maybe able to do it. Wall carry, not enough. Get the heal. Jumps over the low. What was that? It wasn't enough, but it looked damn cool.
Listen, I'll tell you what that was. Impressive. It was fun to watch. It had the flair, but I imagine you're going to have to replace flair with a little more damage if you are Ziva here, considering against Teja Vu, just taking you a spin, wall to wall, quite literally.
Oaks gets the 1-1-1, which is hit confirmed, gets the tornado and the wall combo as well, and doesn't have to stop there, just continue to make him guess, and Teja Vu will take the set.
In a good set at that one, a very back and forth one, Ziva putting up a big punch at the end of it, but now Teja Vu, still as menacing of a Lars as they are, able to recover with it. Controller issues again, be damned.
I like to believe that Teja Vu actually removed the controller and just plugged his brain in at this point and is just completely downloading all of the opponents right now, because it has been, not recommended. I will say not recommended. Don't try this at home. But Teja Vu does seem to have the answers right now and is not giving any space for people to respond.
Yeah, especially in like the very last brief minutes, or I should say seconds of those rounds, right? In which Teja Vu was finally starting to read and call out a lot of those sidewalk attempted electrics, and then going into it with the Hell Sweep coming into it from the Reina, saw that and was like, wait, no, I could block that and actually get good float punish. Am I correct? Correct.
Yeah. Now we'll see. I believe our next match should be Flame Master versus Teja Vu, if I'm remembering correctly. So that, yeah, it does look like who we have in lobby at the moment. We're going to load in for that. Teja Vu getting the workout, honestly, here. Just going back to back to back. Constant fights. Do we have a Raven?
Round 1. Fight.
I believe we may have lost Ash again. I could be wrong. Okay, Ash, you're back. We have a Raven now. Yeah. So the fun thing with Raven, and I do know this because I have also played people who play Raven, it is a lot. Well, there we have the shadow clone. Yeah, one fake out. Two, a lot of his shadow moves are also punishable on block. It is kind of a little bit of a tell that you can respond if he tries to do a shadow move outside of heat. Because we do have Ash fixing the mic at the moment. Teja Vu does get taken down in round number 1 and may not have the experience against this Raven. Does duck the high though and will get the launch. Lots of damage to come from this Teja Vu. Not able to get to the wall, but will continue to mix up regardless.
And already with one more fake out, that is going to be safe one at that from Flame Master. Able to actually spawn in turn. Down back to counter hit again into the launch. And it could be just one more quick carry into it against Teja Vu having to respond.
What?
With a 3-4. It worked?
Okay. It just took him to the other side of him. I just, nothing personnel kid just jumps behind you.
Listen, if it works, it works. I imagine if you're Teja Vu, you want to be downplaying the Lars still here. You're like, yeah, that's totally fine. That's not powerful at all. Please, Harada, don't nerf my character. But I imagine nerfed anytime soon, considering Dragon Brian still #1 menaces for Flame Master, though. Trying to be #1 public menace against Teja Vu.
Now, we do see Teja Vu has found the answers here. Maybe just a little unfamiliar with the Raven, but Flame Master now just getting mixed once again. Has to wait his turn, and his turn may be coming in another game. Does get the launch, though, the raw response, and will get a bit of damage down, but there is still a long way to go.
Man, just constant down back twos to try and get him with the counter pressure from Flame Master, and a safe clone at that one. Back to counter hit again with the launch and into the rage art. That's how you string things together.
This rage art's sick, by the way.
It's a good cinematic. It's giving Naruto, and I love it so much.
It is always giving Naruto. Won't get the kill with it, though. Flame Master, no, you can't lose this one. No!
No!
Can't get the win. Oh,
And that's going to be Flame Master, the one rage art, go to hell with the Hellfire, but still Deja Vu, somehow always managing to wriggle their way out of the most insane situations and against a Raven.
Yeah. Just, swap up the Raven, say, this guy doesn't know how this character works. And you know what? Doesn't matter because, it doesn't even matter as much because it is still Lars doing Lars things, right? It is Lars pressuring. It doesn't matter which character's blocking. They all block the same.
Exactly. I mean, this time around, instead of having to worry about the sidestep electrics that Deja Vu faced the last time against Ziva, now we have Flame Master and the fake outs, the shadow clones. Which one is the real Raven? We ask in unison, but we will never know. As for Deja Vu, though, and that most of these down two starters are going to hit right into the heat smash, and the chunk of health being taken off of Flame Master.
Was flipping around, just baiting, honestly, to see what was happening in Deja Vu. Just not even worried here, not sweating it. Does go 1-0 up.
Try to go for the slide in again, but Deja Vu saying, you know what, we punish those. That's totally fine. We're just going to take a little bit of your health as tax instead. And now, just opting waiting in off the electric slide with the pause momentarily. Another good heat engage.
Really good round here so far for Deja Vu, but a good response. The launcher does drop the combo, and that is not what you want to see, but the pokes are starting to do work. Heat Engager does change the health back in Flame Master's favor, goes for the heat smash, but the low is what takes it, and Flame Master able to get on the board.
All right, that's what we love to see, the Hellfire heat smash, but even more so, Deja Vu off the down two starter again, and now having to opt in, trying to go for the power crush, but Flame Master spamming a lot of these down back two into the counter hit ones, and with the clones again, thankfully safe on hit.
Now going to heat, responds in kind now, and there is the heat smash. Will do a good bit of damage. Does hit that last bit of the string, and Flame Master is now up 2-1.
Thankfully able to break through the armor. Wasn't enough for Deja Vu to just keep trucking, but even then, snap off the low. I'm surprised didn't get punished for it by Flame Master.
Flame Master just continuing to take poke here. Will try and fight. Does have to go back to blocking, and it is not going well so far. Gonna stay alive, but 1 pixel of HP. Tries to jump in, but will get punched in the face. Final round.
Interrupts it off a measly 1 jab, even goes for the low leg sweep, the toe smash at that one. Deja Vu, thankfully with a backstep electric slide right into the running leg, flying right into it. Flame Master, though, I imagine, trying to go for another clone, but actually gets slammed off the full crouch, and Deja Vu taking this. Actually 2-0 here.
Yeah, Deja Vu not thrown off by the Raven pick, not just caught off guard by it, does get the 2-0 victory, and now that means Meta are up 5-2 all of a sudden. Meta on the reset looking a lot stronger than they did in round number 1.
I was about to say, this momentum, I don't want to say came out of nowhere. They had some pretty heavy hitters, especially before the reset, and even more so here, but now starting to widen the gap here way more than we initially thought.
Definitely. Meta have looked a lot good, and specifically Deja Vu has looked really, really good. It's been a lot of Deja Vu. Believe our next fight should be Ziva versus Zinc Elemental. So Deja Vu will get an opportunity to take a break here. Though they does seem like Ziva and Zinc are playing at the moment. So we are not going to be able to see that one. We'll get the update on what that is going to turn into here. But we are waiting for the results there. It should then be Flame Master versus Zinc Elemental will be our next on stream game.
Okay, got you. Just setting everything in stone for now, which we still have a few more rounds to go. Meta is about 5, 6, 7, 8, 4 away from being able to take this after a reset, which would honestly be pretty. That would give me bragging rights. I'm gonna just say that. I would have to brag about that after.
Yeah, I mean, and then then you do get the controller for Deja Vu.
I was going to say, we win this, and then if you want to rub more salt in the wound, get the controller.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, there's a random controller that just showed up at my household, and then you realize,
don't do it again.
Don't do it again. Matter of fact, I'm throwing in a converter so you can play this correctly. Have fun. it's not even like a regular controller. All of a sudden, Deja Vu ends up with a $500 limited edition Victrix, which I would complain about. But oh my god!
Yeah, I don't think you're like you just take the wins there, right?
Yeah.
Like,
those are nice controllers too.
I'm disconnecting my controller right now. Actually, like, can I get one of those? Like, all right,
like this is the best I have. It's my 16 key controller.
Look, I got an Xbox controller. I'm not running off anything special.
It's ASMR too. It's very cool. But yeah, I was gonna say. But I believe we should throw this over to a quick break to get everything set up. So we will be right back. Please stick with us.
All right, we are underway here. Ash has left me, does hate my guts. I think specifically said that. So it is now just me for the foreseeable future. Zinc Elemental, though, getting into the fight with Flame Master and will take a sizable health lead right from the start here. Just not giving up. Nice move there to bait it out there. And in comes Ash to tell me that he hates me more.
All right, I'm back, and just in time for some more Tekken action. As I see Zinc already up by 1 here off Midnight Siege against Flame Master.
You missed it. I read this whole story that you just said you hated me and you were done and you couldn't handle it anymore.
Whoa, 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 whoa! What did I do? Whoa! That's crazy. Okay, I really see how it is. You know what? I'm never.
Call somebody a nerd once.
I'm never doing Apex with you after this. I'm sorry, I can't. But I will say, back to the game at hand already. Flame Master, Hitman style again. Zinc, I'm down a little bit here in a round 3.
Zinc does lose round number 2. Look to go to round number 1, and it is just a question of who's getting the first strike there. Gets the float, not able to capitalize on it. Dodges in, will not get anything blocked. Grab. A little bit of extra damage, but Flame Master still just pushing really hard here, looking for openings, and can't get the full launcher. Might not need it. Zinc gets hit by the dive kick and will go down.
And headed into round 4, it's actually Flame Master starting to get a little piping hot here off Midnight Siege, and if you're not careful enough, you angle a little further over towards the left. Zinc can get slammed by one of these exploding barrels. I say that the curse of prophecy happens once more here in the commentary desk, or booth, if you will. Now for Flame Master, able to get another float, capitalize back into the wall again.
Flame Master looking good in those last 3 rounds, able to close it out, get the 1-0 right now. And Flame Master definitely wanting to do so, because remember, Microsoft down a couple of points here. They did get the win. Ziva versus Zinc Elemental did go in favor of Ziva 2-1, which Zinc did get a match off of that, but it is still a win for Microsoft and a point for them. So we are 3-5 at the moment. If Flame Master can win this, we will be 4-5 Meta versus Microsoft.
Ooh, okay, so the stakes are starting to get a little more dangerous here as things, actually, I should say the gap is starting to close a little bit. Also, for 2.2 seconds, I was trying to think of what Flame Master skin could be. I was like, that's Leon Kennedy, right? And I'm like, no, that's alternate skin number 2, Terry Bogard from Street Fighter 6 specifically.
I you know, why would we think anything different? Of course it is.
Exactly.
I don't think Zink cares, because Zink is just going crazy right now. Gets the perfect. Says, put on whatever clothes you want. I will still win.
Exactly. It doesn't matter how stylish you look. I'm still getting around, and that's no exception for Zink. But I say that maybe the style buff might have come in full clutch for Flame Master in these exact pivotal moments here. As I say that Zink able to duck one, not duck the next overhead though. Has to pop with the emergency Rage Art.
That is in the air though, so that is not going to do as much damage. And it means that the rage is burnt. That extra damage bonus that you get is now gone. Heat Engager with the armor just follows it up with the hop kick, and that will be Flame Master taking a round back.
1-1 so far in the rounds, but in regards to the games, Flame Master still up by 1. Takes a chance to set it in stone, but as I say that, finally, some inklings of the head toss bomb from Zink Elemental here we haven't been seeing much of. A lot of key situations, and as I say that, orbital right into the launch, and that is going to be Flame Master getting it off of the tornado, trying to go for the side step too, but nothing there.
Ducks the high, can't punish it. Their Rage Art comes through, does get hit, and I think Zink is going to go down for that. Should be 2-1 in favor of Flame Master.
Man, I love the little finisher, especially from Lee Chao. Like, just a marvelous. It's so signature at this point through 30 years of Tekken. Now this is 2024. This is year 1 of Tekken 8 that we do have to focus on, especially off the slide in. Zink Elemental, though, coming in with the destructive stance chainsaws.
Keeps going low, and it keeps working. Zink able to take the turn back, and these chainsaws are just chipping away. Tries to go for the sidestep, doesn't get it. Whiff, is it going to get punished? And it does. Another Rage Art. Flame Master pulling the trigger at the right times, and will go 2-0, a victory for Flame Master.
With the flair and finesse that we do expect from Lee Chaolang in Tekken 8. Moving forward here, set in stone, which that Rage Art, it's a cinematic. Roses, cool, but the explosions might be more or less painful, especially in the side of Zink here.
Yeah, and I mean, Flame Master looked a lot better there. The Rage Arts came in clutch multiple times, able to just catch Zink pushing buttons, and does get the win off of that. Now, does put us, we are still waiting for the results from Atlas versus Deja Vu. But we are now 4-5, still in favor of Meta. So Atlas and Teja actually are going to play on stream. So we are going to get that round on stream. We did not get that one last time, I believe. So we will see how that one shakes out. I'm sure Teja Vu, little bit of a break, little bit of rest before going back out into
controller
the war.
fixing. Remember that too.
I don't want to say fixing.
Listen, it adds to the story. We need to have tangible storylines.
Yeah, we don't make up stories.
Hey. You say made up, I say improvised. That's totally fine.
Regardless, Atlas now versus Deja Vu. Deja Vu already starting off strong. Just continuing to mix up. Atlas poking, trying to find a spot in the defense. There is the low parry. Does get something, but it's not a lot of damage off of that. And here comes the heat burst.
Whoa!
Ships passing in the night. Now as Atlas activates heat, pushes forward, going to go for the kicks, not going to land them. Rage Art, I think, should be dead. And will go down.
Not enough health or armor yet again off the Rage Art. Now Atlas down by 1 here. Deja Vu trying to truck on forward with the Lars potential that we've seen before. And even then, back on the ground, Atlas still able to get the launch into the tornado.
Half the health gone. All Atlas needs is one of those launchers to just take control here. A little bit of poke. Jump kicks will hit. Deja Vu trying to do what Lars can do best, but now is very weak, and Atlas will push buttons into it, gets the heat dash for a little bit of recovery here, stays down, the low parry on the get-up kick into the wall, and Reyna just needs to finish this one off. The low will hit, and Deja Vu will go down.
And the guaranteed low to follow right after for that extra bit of damage. I mean, anything else Deja Vu would have blocked, it would have made for a good setup, and maybe might have taken a round after the fact. Now for Atlas, would avoid the power crush, not able to duck or really block against the launch right into another carry.
Flip around as Atlas gets the grab for a little bit of extra damage, just activates the heat burst manually, does get the kicks here, the heat dash to continue the pressure, but the low gets blocked, and that is launch punishable. Deja Vu now on the offensive to clean this one up.
Uh-oh. Still able to get in with the wake-up scissor kicks from the Atlas, though, and now Deja Vu having to get that great life back off the heat smash and the chip damage. The Rage Art to scale, and if anything, might be a little tricky depending on whether or not this kills.
I think this kills. I'm almost for
No,
sure
I'm going
this kills.
no kill.
Wow, did not kill. I'm surprised by that, but now Lars at a single digit of HP has to play for the pokes, cannot do anything punishable, does get away with it, and it's 2-1 Deja Vu.
I'm still surprised I was able to predict an actual no kill off the Rage Art. I need to go get a lottery ticket after this if that's the situation, but for Deja Vu, maybe able to get a little more lucky, especially off the strings, and now to the tornado launch again. Disrespectful step up. And for Atlas, he got off the electricity hits.
Oh, no.
And has to poke interrupt with the full crouch one.
Get back on the side started, but the slide is enough. Deja Vu will take match number 1.
And 1-0 so far here. Atlas putting up a fight, but Lars, once again, just doing Lars thing so far. Jeez.
Deja Vu is just an unstoppable force. And we've seen a couple of responses to it. We've seen the low parries. We've seen a couple of sidesteps, sidewalks that have looked good from Ziva specifically, but we have not found the direct answer. I think through this entire reset, Deja Vu has won every single matchup that they have played.
Okay.
I don't think Deja Vu has dropped a set. And we'll see if there is going to be a set dropped here as Atlas and Deja Vu are going at it once again.
And I will say, it had me a little nervous in the beginning, first watching Deja Vu, seeing the rank over in like the top left corner. And then I had to remind myself, character rank is not indicative of how these players actually play. Lars could be sitting at fighter, and we might not even know that this could be either Deja Vu's pocket character, or they might have another main that's a Tekken God. But I imagine for Atlas, a little more painful conversation aside as Deja Vu taking one up here by the round.
Electrics from the start there. Atlas realizing I cannot play these poke games with you. I cannot give you a chance to hit buttons. If I can take you to the wall, I will. And Atlas with a solid start, but now in comes the damage. Heat engager from Atlas will hit and is just trying to buy time. Gets the hit and will get the grab. A win round for Atlas.
A good grab at that one, but now Deja Vu going in for the down 2 slide again. If the electric move in, now a little bit of that Lars wavy backdash action, finally able to capitalize. Now for Atlas, to go for the wall standing 3 actually. Deja Vu with the slide in though, full crouch 1, tried to hop in. Now Deja Vu with the heat smash.
Oh, does not expect, and that's the thing. Deja Vu has almost always finished the 1-1-1, I think. It has always been pushed, and every now and then, Atlas or somebody else just try to expect it's a 1-1 and get hit by that final one.
Even trying to slide in earlier with the electrics from Atlas, which you've been seeing more and more of against Deja Vu, but that's going to have to be the slide up with the hop knee again from Atlas. Spring kick though.
Damage still being done. Another spring kick. Rage Art is going to come out in time. Atlas with just the right amount of HP to make that work. And it is 2-2.
An even more cinematic rage art than I was expecting. Please tell me I wasn't the only one who saw the extra slow motion that kicks in with Tekken thinking, okay, this could be enough to hit, maybe not enough armor for Atlas. Thankfully, it was just a little bit of both, as now Deja Vu finding themselves business end of another nasty Reina string.
Hard. Another hop kick there. And that is with the wall break. Doesn't get the combo off of it. The spring kick still hitting. There's the armor move as well. Deja Vu about to go down. Needs to get this win. Gets the counter hit and the combo. Might be enough heat burst to make it happen. Dash and finishes it off. Deja Vu from death comes back for the 2-0.
The most insane comeback I have seen from a Lars player, no less. A specialist character that, again, I rarely see in bracket, but when we do, it can get electrifying. Deja Vu, no exception here.
Deja Vu is, again, just clutch when it matters most, and that's another 2-0 victory for Deja Vu, which means we are 6-4 now. Meta versus Microsoft. Things looking a lot better this time around for Meta. I believe our next match, assuming we are skipping again the Gale of Honor games, should be Ziva versus Deja Vu. That is our last match that did not have Gale of Honor, which means we will have to figure out who is taking what matches past that point.
I was going to say Ziva versus Deja Vu. That should be another rematch of what we did have earlier in round 6. And that was actually Deja Vu, if I remember correctly, taking that 2-1. I was going to say,
yeah, so far,
maybe, but
so far what we've seen is Ziva took the first set between Deja Vu, I believe it. Yeah, between Deja Vu and Ziva. Now, during the reset, Deja Vu has been the winner. It was a 2-1, but Deja Vu did have the victory so far as we are getting underway. And this really does feel like it is going to decide a lot here, because this is basically, I think, the two best players on both teams. And Deja Vu needs to get this victory to take it to 7 points, to 2 away from closing out the reset and keeping Facebook from their uprising victory.
An uprising victory would be just as insane, but I imagine if you are Deja Vu, even more insane is the amount of damage scaling coming in from Ziva right now off the Reina. The 1+2 again, right into our first balcony break we've seen on a hot minute. Deja Vu, though, able to turn it around with the momentum and back up against the wall.
Almost takes him down, and Ziva not able to block out on that final hit. 1-0 for Deja Vu. We're not stopping just yet. Ziva trying to just keep the aggression on, but now Deja Vu doing what Lars does, and that is a floor break. We're already down at the bottom, and remember, these can explode too.
Exactly, hoping to look for 7 golden letters, or in this situation, 7 gold doubloons off the side of Deja Vu. Has that gray life, but might lose it if not careful enough. And again, Ziva, mistimed hell sweep, and might not be a perfect. It's going to be a low block for Deja Vu to capitalize, put one up and around again.
2-0 already, and will get a little bit of a life lead to start for round number 3. Armor moves not working out here. Deja Vu just continue. You know what? He's punching air.
It's fine.
He's fighting his demons. He's now gonna get the knockdown. Lots of damage done into Rage. Ziva with just a sliver of HP continuing to sidestep, but I don't think it's gonna be enough. The low block doesn't get launch punished as Deja Vu will push forward. HP low for Ziva and will go down. A 3-0 for Deja Vu.
And goodness gracious at that one. Didn't exactly get it perfect, but was able to get a floor break into it for more doubloons. And then Wall Exploder wasn't exactly there, but still for Deja Vu. Yet again, looking as powerful as can be. For Ziva, though, I mean, hey, we've seen this where, they've come back with comeback potential. It's there.
Yeah, it is. Ziva just couldn't find the options in that, and honestly, it's again just when Lars gets going, you gotta find your opening, and sometimes you're gonna guess wrong. The sidesteps still look good. Ziva has been able to get a lot off of them, and I'm sure will continue to do so. Little bit of back and forth in our next match here. Will not take the aggression. There is the punish from Ziva. Expects the low, trying to go for the hop again.
The hop might not work in that situation, and neither is the flying kick. But now for Teja Vu, unable to tank against a 4-4-2 from Ziva. But now with a lot of pressure that they have, trying to utilize the heat, especially in Teja Vu, unfortunately, last second, unable to duck against the low.
Fight.
Teja Vu just hit by the rolling kicks there, and now more sidewalking that is just so difficult, but the hell sweep blocked once again. Teja Vu has that on lock, and that will be launched every single time. Takes us to the other wall. Can't get the wall combo, but does get the heat engagement for the heat dash.
And able to duck the one. That is going to be Ziva responding again. 4-4-2 into the donkey kick, into the launch as well. And for Teja Vu, has the Rage Art available, but Ziva has plenty of health, plenty of opportunity at that one, having to opt in for the full crouch one. But it is Ziva with the low sweep headed into round 3 here.
Low block does get punished a bit. Teja Vu rather, trying to find the opening. The frame traps finally a bit of an opening, and there is the sidewalk electric once again. We've been calling it all night. Ziva continuing to make it work, and there will be very little HP, actually 0 HP for Teja Vu. 3-0.
Sidestep electric starter right into a good punish off of that one, especially for 1+2 getting nasty with it. And now kind of tied here, 1-1 apiece.
Yeah, going to be taking us to the full distance here for match number 3. Now, again, pressure is on because this is 2 of the stronger players here, which means if you get this win, you are changing a lot of the momentum here. You are maybe Microsoft able to get themselves back on their feet. Bit of a costume change here from Ziva, who is already starting off strong.
I was going to say the drip is immaculate, but imagine for Ziva, want to get even more immaculate off the moveset, especially for Teja Vu. Wanted to avoid it. Good stun off of that one in the call out.
Teja Vu able to get a little bit of something, does heat burst into the wall, and that will be half the HP gone, and then just continues to hit buttons, goes for the low as well, and Teja Vu, all it took was 1 string of moves.
So far back 1, and then the 1+2 from Ziva to try and attempt to hit here for Teja Vu though. Already. Forward 4, and then right into the low sweep down 2. That's going to be perfect.
Oh my god, just a 12-second round. By the way, Teja Vu.
Just Lars things. I'm saying the potential's there.
Definitely. Now a little bit more pokes coming through. Will just break out the combo now as Teja Vu evening the life lead, but Ziva needs to get something going here. Not enough to just get those knockdowns. You gotta get some real HP loss.
1+2 again, but still gets whiffed off the hell sweep. Absolutely denied by Teja Vu, and I imagine not wanting to let this go anytime soon. Right into the heat smash, back up against the wall, cold shoulder, and Teja Vu finishing it out 2-1 against Ziva.
Teja Vu again, just a quick series of matches there, and Teja Vu just did not give space for Ziva to do a whole lot here. Does put us 7-5 on the reset now. We're gonna have to figure out exactly who is filling in what roles here for Gale of Honor.
Yeah, because we still have some games to go here. I believe at least just maybe 2, 3 more if anything. We did skip over a couple rounds.
Yeah, we are gonna see what are we going to get here. I believe we are going to be moving Zinc versus Ziva At the same time, I think Deja Vu and Atlas will be fighting each other.
Okay.
So, not sure. We'll see. But we'll be at the very least getting Zig versus Ziva, which, you know, now every win is important for Microsoft as we get underway here. If Zinc can pull off an upset, then we are looking at 1 point away, and Deja Vu has looked on for.
So far, Ziva, the launch. Zinc having to respond in turn. Pirouette as well. That's going to be the sauce to pop out. Stonehead the hit, though, from Ziva before finally getting counter hit and launched.
Does try to fight into this. The armor comes out. Does not get the whiff punish, and Zinc, not a bad way to start.
Round 2. Fight.
Gonna say not bad at all, but now headed into round 2. Able to armor through. That's gonna be Ziva taking advantage here.
Armor in response as well as Zinc. Now gonna bring out the chainsaws. We've seen how much damage they can do. Spawns with the electric move, and now will start to slide in. Zinc keeping Ziva on the ropes, could go 2-0, tries to punish the hop, not able to do so. Hits the mid, hits the high.
Oh!
And Zinc takes us now 2-0. This could be a major upset.
I was gonna say it would be an insane one in the last round. I imagine Ziva was expecting maybe a low with the hop kick, or hop launch, excuse me. Didn't get punished for it, but now with the Stonehead into it. That is gonna be Ziva having heat active, but Zinc still able to sidestep gap off the chainsaws.
Needs to find the answer here. Spring kicks in, goes for the grab, does get it as well. And HP looking a little bit rough as Ziva in trouble, but the punish off the string, Ziva able to stay alive for just a little bit.
Unfortunately so. Zinc, however, trying to go for the launch knee, and now for Ziva. Sidewalk one into it. Chainsaws again, not as much damage as destructive stance, but for Ziva, doesn't matter anyway. Still in with the launch tornado. F4-3-4 spin kicks.
Into the wall, does stay down, and then spring kicks back up, and the chainsaws come back out. Ziva now getting thrown into the air, and Ziva into rage, trying to sidestep, but the homing moves looking a little good. The missile to the face, tries to dive in, goes for the low, doesn't get it, but the armor move is enough, and Zinc is now up 1-0 on Ziva.
An armored power crush to be able to save your life in this one, give you an upset win so far. 1-0. We still have a little bit of a ways to go here.
Yeah, I mean, but it is crucial right now as we're looking. It is 7-5. Remember, 1st to 9 is where things go.
Two more to go.
Yeah, 2 more. And I'm not sure. I believe right now Deja Vu and Atlas are waiting at the moment. So we will, at the very least, I think, take it piece by piece from this point onwards to see who is actually going to take this home here. Ziva is resetting for a quick moment, so we are going to be waiting a little bit here. But now, Zinc, pressure is on you.
I was about to say, all the pressure, no Swerve Strickland to be involved in big pressure, but we got to take things one at a time here. Just breathe as hopefully we head into our next one and you're able to at least keep up the momentum that you had from last game.
Yeah, I mean, it would be a huge upset because I'm going to go through here and just look for anytime. Yeah, Zinc versus Ziva here. I believe every time, it was just one other time that they had fought each other, and Ziva took it it was 2 different times, and Ziva took it 2-0 both times. So just getting a round already, getting a match is already huge. So we are, I think, underway for our next match.
Bet should be waiting here momentarily. Ooh. Okay.
Oh, I see. I mixed up which round it was in. So Atlas and Teja are fighting. I stayed on the other side. That's why I'm seeing that. But we'll hopefully get underway for our next match pretty shortly.
Okay.
Yeah. We're going to send it, though, to a quick break while we wait for the players. So don't go anywhere, guys. We'll be right back.
All right, and welcome back. It's more CEA Tekken 8 action here between Microsoft and Meta. But now, heading to our next match, it is going to be Zink versus Ziva here.
We'll get underway here. Do want to call out that Deja Vu is currently 1-0 up on the other match there. So if Zink is able to win this and Deja Vu wins that round, that is it. That is the win for Meta. But right now, Zink getting beat up at the moment.
Man, never say never, though. We have seen the comeback potential that Zink has, considering they're up 1-0 here. And on the Elisa, make short usage of the chip damage against Ziva if they're not careful enough. And off the lows already, it is actually going to be the sidestep electric again.
And now, again, Zink needs to get something going. Does now get a little bit of damage. The chip damage from doing some work, but Ziva cannot get back into it, and it is 1-1.
Round 3 so far, tied apiece here in the rounds again, and he tried to go forward one from Ziva, but Zink actually opting to go for the dive in slide, and right in the middle of the hop knee, Ziva gets caught out, head toss bomb right into the chainsaw stance again.
Does do the sidewalk once again, dodging out on the engage here, but the heat burst will hit. And that is a huge one. Does block the low afterwards. In rage, gonna pop it. I think that gets hit. No! I don't know if that was airborne or not.
I mean, depends. Gonna have to watch out for the damage. And against Ziva, it's not gonna be enough to kill, actually. From cross angle, somehow able to truck out of it. And Ziva now putting us in a round 4 opportunity to tie it 1-1 apiece.
Now, I do want to call out Deja Vu did win the other set there, so this could be crucial here. Ziva needs to close this one out and the next one to keep Microsoft alive.
Chipsaw damage again. That's going to be the Stonehead grab from Ziva. Before spring kick, the throw right after. Doesn't hit the 1+2 instead, opting in from Ziva. And thankfully, keeping their dreams alive here, setting us at 1-1 tied.
Is 1-1 in what could be our last match of the night here. Things, if you weren't feeling the pressure before, you're definitely feeling the pressure now. Yeah.
No, genuinely, it's starting to get a little heated, and Flame Master is not even here. Flames are starting to get high. It's starting to boil over. Hopefully, next stage should equalize things just a little bit, but honestly depends. Even Zink Master still going back at it again. Oh, Yakushima, okay.
It is going to go the full distance here. Again, Ziva has the entire season hopes on the line at the moment. Ziva needs to come up clutch here.
Hoping so, off the chainsaw again, but now Ziva, good launch, house sweep 1. And even try to go for the hop knee from Zinc, but that's not going to work. Still gets floated and carried.
Lots of damage done. Heat burst as well with a little bit of extra damage. Heat burst misses, sidestepped once again, but just the electrics. And smash as well. And now it's just going to continue to pressure the lows, hitting hard, but there is the heat dash for a little bit of extra health return. Rage Art coming out, I think will get it. Barely survives, and Zink's gonna take round number 1.
You're kidding. That has to be so demoralizing to have happen to you. I was certain Ziva should have been able to get the kill there, but by the grace of the Tekken gods, Zink was able to survive. Still takes 1 up off the round, but it's not over just yet. Massive chip damage again off the chainsaw destructive stance, with the heat smash going out of it too.
Grab is broken. Ziva back on the offensive here. Will continue to pressure, and there is the armor move, but the low predicted the unbreakable grab as well, and Zink now on the back foot here. Another sidewalk, and that should be able to take round number 2.
Down forward 1 ground pound from Ziva into round 3. Now tied 1-1 apiece, and this is starting to get a little too close for comfort here. The hop knee launched right into it from Zinc. Head toss bomb into the destroyers as well.
Early damage being done here. Does try to push into it and gets floated out now as Zinc will take a little bit in response for that. Does get hit by the jump kicks as well. Just going to use the heat burst to try and get back on the offensive. Armor move not going to be punished there. Will do a little bit of damage with the chainsaws. The lows hitting hard, but the duck will be huge there, and Zinc still has the health advantage, but is not at winning as hard as before. And the sidewalk again, coming in clutch.
You can try to go for the sweep, but instead, that's going to have to be... Rage Art doesn't hit, though. And now, Ziva up by 1 here, set point.
Fight.
Now, nice float out of the combo there. Zinc able to get a little bit done, and now already half HP for Ziva, down to a quarter now. In Rage, has to make count. Not even a bit of damage done. Heat engager, and the perfect to take us to what could be the final round of the night.
Starting to get a little too intense here, and for Zinc, no exception. I imagine as much as they're cooking, Ziva's going to need a little bit more sunscreen to try and counteract against it, but now, again, right into the dive kick from Zinc here. Trying to dive into it with the saws as well, but having to back up, maybe backdash a little bit. The hop knee launch right into another floating Ziva. Not looking too hot. Head toss bomb into the chainsaws. Ooh. Just 1 HP of damage. And that's the back 1 jab for Zinc to take it 2-1.
Zinc able to take it the whole way there. The major upset of the night at the last fight of the night there. And that is Zinc confirming the victory there for Meta. They had their backs against the wall. A full reset happened, and we went the distance. Meta, though, able to claim the victory there.
And a good victory at that one. Like you said, that reset was no joke. I was almost certain that, okay, might not be able to come back from that. We can always chalk it up to a loss. No, Meta took that personally, said, we're not chalking this up to a loss. You must be out of your mind. Took the whole thing. And I will say, at least a gameplay, no joke from Zinc. And honestly, I was not familiar with your game.
Yeah, I mean, and congratulations to Meta, and especially for Teja Vu and Zinc, who've been able to stay throughout the whole night. Gale, want to also give congratulations. Unfortunately, did have to drop out due to some medical issues going on, but all throughout the night, Meta just kind of like didn't give up. They got pushed backs against the wall, and they did not give in. So I want to give credit to Teja Vu, because Teja Vu looked crazy good the whole night.
Exactly. We don't expect to see Lars in a lot of places, but when we do, pop off with it well. No exception for Deja Vu, which this whole night was a very good night for some good ass Tekken, and I enjoyed it.
It was wonderful. Lots of Reyna. We did see lots of Reyna tonight, but we also did see some other characters. We got the Raven of all things. I was not ready for the Raven to come out, but tonight was wonderful. Want to remind people too, everything for all of the money from tonight is going to charity, so it is going to a good cause. Lots of good being done by CEA. Again, like I said at the start of the show, I've been working with CEA for years now. I've been covering a lot of their League of Legends gameplay as well. Wonderful people to work with, wonderful causes, and it is always wonderful. Like in the lobby, I was seeing the players saying like everybody's been leveling up throughout the season. Everybody has been getting better as they've been playing each other, and it's just a very good community to be a part of.
Yeah, I believe this is actually my very first time working with CEA here, and so far, it's been really enjoyable. Hope to work with them more in the future. I'm liking this, especially for Tekken 8.
Absolutely. I do think that is it for us. I do not know. I'm assuming we don't have an interview, because I know we have had interviews for the League of Legends side of things. I don't think that is happening. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, we don't have it. We don't have the information for an interview. So I believe that is just going to be it for us tonight. Want to thank you guys all for watching. Want to thank you guys all for coming out, especially people watching on the stream right now. Y'all are wonderful. Y'all are great. Hope y'all have a wonderful night.